mzee anataka kuongea na yeye. Hold on. And they like, wewe naitwa nani? David Makali. Wewe wapi Mushindi? Yeah, he's not on duty today, sir. He's off. He might come in the afternoon. Why are you writing all these bad things about Moi? They said, you have the key to unlock the prison gates by just apologizing. We said, apana. We went back to prison. So as I was just getting into Stanley right there, I was grabbed by people. Oof. Abducted there, and they swung me into a Nissan van that was parked there. People had been talking about Kibaki and having somebody else, and the security provisions for her and all that. We decided, no, so I called her and I fixed an appointment to see her. So I went to her house. We spoke. She hosted us nicely. She had just come from Nyeri, Wamboe, Upper Riverside.
Yes.
So we spoke. She said, you can see. Is there any doubt who my husband is?
Where?
I land in Nairobi. See, the neck is supposed to be on Wednesday. But nafika Nairobi, kufungua simu hivi. Just that flight of a few minutes. Kumbe, news is already out. Makali removed as Secretary General of Labour Party. Maybe the thing I can say I regret to some extent is voting for William Ruto.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the internet, welcome to yet another amazing conversation. You guys, today's ningekuwa na fire extinguisher ile nani alikuwa anatumia ningebeba. It's gonna be fireworks. You're not ready. But before we go to the conversation, I want to thank all of you who participated in our Beards for Bright Smiles campaign. Mapeni zimeingia, pledges zimeingia, and now we are doing the last smile stretch of it as we'll be doing the event on the 13th, this 13th of December. And kama bado hujatuma Kakiru, pay bill, my good director ataongeza hapo hivyo, but ukauta kusikia kwa sauti yangu 542 account number 848-950. Tuma Kakiru. We make some little boys have a beautiful smile this December. As you go have merry at your place, they can also have a good time during these holidays. Without further ado, drum rolls, everybody. Honorable David Barasa Makali.
Oh my goodness, that's me being introduced.
Yes, sir.
Looks like a Tyson versus Evander Holyfield boxing match.
Yes, yes, because this is going to be one of those conversations. Don't do me like Tyson, please, because no. I know this is your.
There's no knockout here.
This is your field, bana.
No.
Penye nataka kurusha hizi maswali, it's more of your end of the bargain.
In fact, let me tell you, Joel, this is the most uncomfortable position I can find myself in.
Yes.
Because I'm used to be the one on the offensive. being the interviewee is not easy.
Yes.
I realize. I mean, kumbe we torture people.
Yes.
By putting them in this seat. Anyway, let me hope I can survive.
It's good for once at least for you to feel how the shoe feels on the other foot. You know, like.
I'm not very comfortable being here, man.
No, you're playing with us. You're very familiar. This is your territory.
I don't like being interviewed, actually. I only talk about my things. I like other people tell their stories. Yes. So I am the medium by which the world gets to know what people do.
Yes, fair enough.
And I'm always happy that way.
All right. Yeah. So first off, I want to really thank you for taking the time to come be with us here, circumstances notwithstanding, because I know for sure that your family is grieving. You lost your elder brother, and the father to a good friend of mine, Mr. Joseph, aka Paka State House.
Oh, I see. He's the one who goes by that name.
Yes. Okay. Anakuanga ametuchachisha huko mtandao na his inclinations, but then again, my condolences to your family.
True. Thank you very much. We lost my brother Patrick, who is my, we call him Simakulu in my vernacular.
Yes.
He's our eldest brother.
Right.
He just left us abruptly, but we're in the process of sending him off
All right.
next week. Yeah.
Poleni sana.
But it's a pleasure being here.
Yes.
You know, as they say, life must go on.
Yes.
Somebody, I think it's cool. Somebody did a poem called Grass Will Grow.
Okay.
And I think that is the nature of our mortality.
Yes.
That we come, we do our stuff, we leave our mark and go our ways. So
Yes.
when your time is up, you do like that.
Yes. Man. Power.
So let's get on with the business.
Good. So also
living.
Yes. Also, I'm also aware that you're in the midst of organizing for a beauty pageant. Umefanya auditions hapa kule, and the event is slated for the 8th.
It's the 12th, the Jamhuri Day.
12th. Yes.
We have a major one.
Yes.
We haven't had a beauty pageant in this region for the last couple of years, I think. It used to be in vogue. Beauty pageants used to be really regular.
Yes.
But then the big ones have sort of died out.
Yes.
So what we are left with are small beauty pageants.
Yes.
Mainly colleges, localized, institutional ones. So we decided in partnership with TV Magharibi and Sasa Radio.
Yes.
To revive Miss Magharibi, which was last in 2019.
Yes.
So we're in the process. Last week we did auditions in Busia, in Kakamega. Our team did it.
Yes.
We did our final audition at Maritini Lounge on Sunday.
All right.
So we've just selected the models.
All right.
That are going into the academy, the boot camp next week.
Nice.
In preparation for the Miss Magharibi
the final event,
on 12th.
On 12th.
That should be the highlight of Jamhuri Day, I hope, in this town.
Yeah. That's nice. It's a shame, man, because there used to be this one that really captured the attention of the nation, the Miss Tourism.
Miss Tourism, yes.
Yes, that franchise, whatever happened to that
I
franchise?
don't know. I think, things move on. I don't understand why that particular one died.
Even the likes of Miss Kenya.
Because it was, I think, sponsored by the government.
Yes,
and I think after a
partly,
series, I don't know how many years it ran. The interest went, and then the sponsorship, I think, was withdrawn.
Yes.
So it died like that, and nobody has taken it up. I think it needs to come back.
Yes.
We need to have these things because young people need different avenues for career growth.
Yes, and expression, yes.
And beauty, the modeling industry is one of those. And it's a good industry because there's a lot of business in that sector. I mean, the beauty products, the beauty industry is a big thing. As well as just careers in modeling, in advertising, and that's where you get the talent.
Yes, even film.
Even film. I mean, it is just a whole industry.
Yes.
It's part of the entertainment sector. And I think we need to push to have it back. So we hope that Magharibi this year, which we hope to do every year, will revive that spirit.
Yeah, it sparks the
in
interest.
this region.
Yes.
And spark others to also pick up in other regions as well.
Yes. Amazing. Good. Now, can we now go into the conversation?
Yeah. So now, why do you want me here?
Kwanza, there's been last week, mambo imechemuka across the country.
Yes.
There's the by-elections that were happening across the country. And tusienda tambali, tuanze tu hapa nyumbani.
Hapa.
Nyumbani. Things went down in Kabuchai.
Man, oh man.
Man, oh man. I would like to. I'm really eager to know what you have to say about the ongoings that happened in Kabuchai and how things unfolded. I
think first of all,
yes.
Everybody was surprised by how Kabuchai turned out.
Yes.
The election of Eric Wekesa and the vanquishing of Food Kenya.
Yes.
It wasn't actually Eric Wekesa versus Maunda, his opponent, chief opponent on Food Kenya.
Yes.
It was a whole party.
Yes.
In this county against an independent candidate who was supported by very interesting people, by the way.
Yes, a collection of very interesting
people.
Yes.
That's why this Kabuchai is a study in what is coming in 2027.
Yes.
Food Kenya put all its muscles there. The party leader, the members of parliament, MCAs, the whole machinery was put into this Kabuchai by-election.
Yes.
And prior to that, in fact, I was saying, the party leader, Moses Wetangula, Speaker of the National Assembly, should not have put too much at stake in that election.
Yes.
But the party seemed to say this was an occasion to demonstrate the strength of the party. And so he almost put his name on the line. And so when the party lost, and he didn't lose narrowly, it was a landslide loss.
It was a walloping, man.
Completely. I mean, the difference was like 4,000 because Eric got 6,000 votes. The Ford Kenya candidate got about 2,000 something votes as well.
Yes.
That margin was too huge.
Yes.
But you see, that speaks of what is going on the ground.
Yes.
Hii story kwamba mambo kwa ground is different is actually now apparent in this election.
Yes, for sure.
There is a way in which people want change, some transition, political transition from the leadership we've had.
Yes.
Either there will be a complete change of leadership, or there will be a middle ground going forward, which enables or which allows all political parties and players to be felt on the ground without intimidation or without the feeling that this is the home party and the others are aliens. Going into this election and in the past, there has been an attempt to portray Bungoma as the bedrock of Ford Kenya as the home party.
Yes.
And other parties ought not to play here.
Yes.
But this election has really
it has totally appended that imagination.
It has rubbished that notion.
Yes.
And I thank and I congratulate Eric. He's my friend. He's run twice, 3 times before. When I was in politics in 2017, we were together. I was actually the chief guest at the opening, his house opening.
Okay.
He was running for MCA, and that time I was trying my hand at Senate.
Okay.
And we were all, of course, facing Ford Kenya, which is the strongest party. And he has lost twice. This time, I think it was good for him.
It's everything aligned for him this time.
I think the stars were aligned in his favor.
Aligned, yes. Difficult as it was.
Yes, and he got support from very, very interesting people.
Yes.
Including people who are close family members of the Ford Kenya party leader.
Watcha.
In fact, Eric was funded by family members.
It's no longer rumors?
That's not a joke. I mean...
I saw it on the interwebs and I was propaganda.
No, in fact, the truth of the matter is the Honorable Tim Wanyonyi, who is running for governor of Bungoma.
No shit.
I think supported Eric Wekesa, who was running against Ford Kenya, which is led by his brother Moses Wetangula.
Was he just going on a limb here to make sure that he differentiates himself from his brother?
And I think that is strategic for Tim, because people say Tim cannot run on Ford Kenya party because of the appearance that it will be a continuation of the Wetangula family legacy, political dominance of Bungoma. But Tim comes with his own credentials. He's not been a player in Bungoma. He's been a player in Nairobi politics. They don't, I think, play in the same political... ideologically, they are not politically together with Moses.
No.
Moses does his politics differently. Tim has always been in ODM.
Yes.
And he's never gone to Ford Kenya, where his brother has been the main force. And I think Tim is trying to cultivate his own constituents on the ground and say, look, I'm coming as Tim, and I'm going to work with the people I think are progressive.
Yes.
I heard him actually speak on his own, saying that we must move from this politics of intimidation, of harassment,
sloganeering,
of kimini and goons and political violence. Because he wants a Bungoma that is different, based on ideas and development and corruption-free.
Yes.
And he thinks that the current leadership and the history of the political parties in this county have not helped to foster that new development trajectory.
Yeah.
So I support his view. I think that's what we need. And if anything, if Kabuchai is going to help us to take us out of this rut, this hole, then I think every resident or citizen of Bungoma should applaud it.
Because even Didmas Barasa, he was under the imagination that he has the mashinani under lock. But if Kabuchai can come out the way it came out.
Yes.
And then you don't even have the town in the cosmopolitan area of Bungoma.
Yes.
What do you have?
But Titi Masi, as we
Yes.
like to call him,
Yes.
Titi Masi. Titi Masi has done a lot of work.
Okay.
He has done a lot of
A lot of
political
groundwork, yes.
In terms of the legwork, spade work he has done in this county, right now, if elections were called,
Yes.
he's a front runner.
Okay.
But as of course is apparent, the election campaigns have not started.
Yes, not really.
When they do, next year, mid next year, we will now see who is actually the potential governor of Bungoma in 2027.
Okay.
Now, Didmas has been riding on the back of Ford Kenya,
All right.
or has been sort of adopted by Ford Kenya, although he is a member of parliament of UDA.
Yes.
Both of them are in Kenya Kwanza, meaning there is nothing strange about them seeming to work together.
Yeah.
But he cannot go to campaign for a Ford Kenya candidate unless he's sending a message. And he was in Kabuchai to reinforce the message that he's a Ford Kenya supporter or ally,
Yes.
which naturally then alienates Tim Wanyonyi,
Yes.
who has then to find his own constituency. So I
Yes.
think Tim is justified in opposing the movement of Didmas if Didmas is supporting a candidate in Ford Kenya.
Yeah.
So I think naturally the dynamics were that I want to support somebody who is not supported by my opponent,
Yes.
because I need him as an ally going forward in the
Going
next
forward,
election.
yes.
So that's how it happened. But this, to put Kabuchai in the bigger context
Yes.
of Western politics, because elections happened also in Malava,
Yes.
and they went differently. But for Bungoma, it is a renaissance because of what is going on. The movement to take out Ford Kenya or to reduce the influence of Ford Kenya.
Yes.
Tawi movement spearheaded by
Governor Tembea.
George Natembea in
Yes.
Trans Nzoia seems to be converging with a certain restlessness and disillusionment
Yes.
of people of Bungoma with Ford Kenya leadership, or just the whole stature of this county.
Yes.
Because the county is led by Ford Kenya. I mean, the governor is Ford Kenya.
Yes.
The senator is Ford Kenya. The preeminent leader of this county, the National Assembly Speaker, Moses Wetangula, is in Ford Kenya.
Ford Kenya, yes.
So if anything is not right in Bungoma, we blame it on Ford Kenya.
100%, yes.
And I think a lot is not right.
Yeah, a lot is not right.
Yeah, to say it in short.
Yeah.
A lot is not
good,
right.
Good analysis.
Which we hope to fix in the next election.
Yeah.
So Ford Kenya has to wake up, or Ford Kenya will go home.
You know, one would have imagined that that given the general mood that the people are in, especially across the country, I don't know about maybe the regions that where the president comes from, but generally across the country, the mood is just like, hapana, hii serikali kuna venye imetufinya kidogo.
Yeah.
So I was hoping that maybe the united opposition or the people, the players in the united opposition would score, the happenings in Kabuchai would really reverberate across the country. Is that... It
did to a great extent.
Yes.
I mean, we cannot, for example, conclude that in places such as Kakamega,
yes,
in Malava
yes.
in Kakamega County,
yes,
which is part of the Western region, that the victory of UDA in Malava, therefore, means the government is an approval of the government. Is an endorsement of the current government. Because if it was an endorsement, then the victory would have been landslide.
Resounding, yes.
But the fact that it was close against, a hard-working opposition, basically struggling against the resources of the state and the Kwanza coalition in an area which was again led by a member of parliament who was within the Kenya Kwanza as well.
Yes.
That means we expected, if indeed things were favorable to the Kenya Kwanza government or the political establishment,
yes,
the victory would have been bigger.
Yes.
But they struggled.
Oh, they did.
And they did everything, and they come to there. I mean, we had Farouk and team. People almost began calling Farouk Wekesa. Because Farouk is in Bungoma, Farouk is in Kakamega. Yeah. Farouk is in Bungoma, Farouk is in Kakamega.
Literally lived in Malaba.
For the last 2 months, that's been his operations.
Yes.
So the effort was enormous.
Yes.
And the fruits were there, but the harvest wasn't great.
Yes.
So it's just a signal that towards the next election, that difference can narrow and even close.
Yes.
And is a reflection of the state of disillusionment, generally, politically.
Yes.
Because take it or leave it. I mean, unless you are in the system and benefiting, ordinary people are suffering a lot, and they are aggrieved.
Yes.
With this government's policies and performance.
All right.
Yeah. So I hope, from Malava, the government will read some lessons.
Yes.
From Kabuchai, Ford Kenya will read some lessons.
Yes.
And from all the by-elections across the country and other areas, even where they won, including Narok and so forth.
Yes.
There are lessons to learn.
Yes.
Yeah.
The margins were really...
They were not that outstanding.
Yes. Before we proceed any further, I realize I have not offered you any of our juices here.
Okay.
These are our good sponsor, Magic Drinks from Hetias.
Oh.
Yes, these are Magic. Ndio wanatusaidia kubeba hii mzigo ya hizi mastori.
Okay.
And also mambo ikichemka sana karibu maji.
It can get hot. You said you need a fire extinguisher. Wapi Jeff?
I know, right?
Wapi Jeff na ile kitu yake ya tu. Yeah.
Good. So, you realize the government, the UDA and its broad-based partner,
yes.
ODM, their combined score from these by-elections is coming to almost like a 60-something%, 64-65% thereabout. When you take as inventory of how they performed
in the by-election.
In the by-election, is that something that sends the united opposition to the drawing board? Is it something?
Yes, in one way, I think it is something that the united opposition cannot afford to ignore.
Yes,
there are serious pointers that the Kenya Kwanza coalition, or they call broad-based. Government still has ground support.
Yes.
In certain parts of the country, they are very strong. I mean, take of Rift Valley, definitely. UDA is still strong. The support base for the president is still strong.
Yes.
In Nyanza, is a new partnership there is working a bit.
Yes.
But it depends on how they're going to handle the succession issues in ODM.
Yes.
Because clearly they are pulling different directions within, while presenting the image of unity and power of purpose, desire to stay together and to be in government. Yes. In fact, what unites them is everyone's desire to be in government.
Yes. Because
they've experienced the beauty or the benefits of being in that government, so no one wants to lose it.
Yes.
But that can change if it becomes clear that they will not be in government by being in broad-based.
Yeah.
And that's why these elections are appointed to where do you want to go? Where is the country gravitating towards?
Yes.
The level of grievances in the country has been rising.
Yes.
The government, of course, responds. They try. The president is trying very hard to quell this and that, go here, launch projects here, talk positively about certain things, and keep pushing the broad-based concept.
Yes.
But that is his politics of re-election.
Yes.
We need to see the results on the ground, that our welfare is improving, people have money in their pockets, they have jobs, and they are healthy.
For sure.
And that's where it cuts, because those are the big problems we're facing today.
Yes.
SHA is in turmoil. I mean, they have not fixed it.
Yes.
People are broke. There's no cash flow.
Yes.
County governments are struggling. Disbursements are slow.
Yes.
I mean, there's so many problems.
Education
is in
free private education is almost being flushed through the window. Yes.
Preparations for CBC are in tatters.
Yes.
So, I mean, there is need for focused leadership and disciplined leadership.
Yes.
And what we need is leadership, not politics.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Because politicians just want to perpetuate themselves in power.
Yes.
Leaders want to achieve transformation for society.
Yes. Good.
And that's where, are we able to put the two together?
Yes.
And that's where now, if you look at this government, it's very high on politics.
Too much.
Grand ideas, but can we hack it? And I think the biggest problem with William Ruto's government, his own personality, first of all.
Yes.
He's a man of ideas, headstrong, wants his way.
Yes.
Ambitious, wants to leave a legacy. But at what cost? And within what timeline?
Yes.
And those are the things that I think put him in trouble with the public or with his government.
Yes.
He came in with a grand plan, but the capacity to achieve the manifesto is doubtful because the country is paining, doesn't have enough resources to be able to achieve those milestones within a very short time.
Yes.
So because he's pushing hard to achieve and be remembered and be the guy who did this and that, we are suffering his ambition.
Yes.
And so he needs to moderate his ambition and great plans with the realities of the moment, which is that we must live today and develop rather than live to die in the pursuit of development.
Yes.
I think that balance is what is not struck right. Yeah.
Yes.
But I see he has potential to return.
Okay.
But if you held elections now, or you call out an opinion poll now, I think he would be lingering in the 50%. It could be below 50 or above 50, but very narrowly. Because
50? Why are you being generous?
I'm being generous.
Yes.
I think it's because people support different facets or factions or members of the united opposition. That those who are with Kalonzo.
Yes.
But if you say Kalonzo is going to be the candidate of the united opposition, the others will say, no, I'd rather William. There are those who support Matiang'i, perhaps, because he's with the united opposition. If you say support George Natembea, others will walk away.
Yes.
So it is how they bring their support bases together. And if you bring all the support bases together, that's when they can cross 50%.
United opposition aside, I mean, the approval ratings, I don't know, with probably the independence of our ratings, what are they called? Is the
pollsters?
Pollsters, yes. Maybe it's in question or something, but just when
you don't think that the president can get 50+%
right now?
Today? Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe ajenge hiyo Rironi Maimai Road. Maybe watakuwa confused kidogo wakifika nyumbani mapema, but right now
utaambiwa sisi hatukuli barabara bwana. You remember we put up our dual carriageway here, Wangamati did all he could. They never finished.
In fact, with all of that, people still send Wangamati home.
Yeah, people from Mabanga, from Echimeru, from Dorofu, from Sirisia said, Sisi, we don't live in town. We don't eat dual carriageway. We want money in our pocket.
In our pockets.
And that's where the government has to think hard. You can build all this infrastructure.
Yes.
That's okay. It's developmental. But what are you leaving for people to take home? Food on the table is what counts, not the great infrastructure that we have.
Yes.
It is Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yes.
You know, I need to be full. I need to have a place to sleep.
Yes.
You know, the basic shelter. I mean, those things are important.
Yes.
And then you can talk about the brick and mortar of national development.
Yes.
You know, highways, dams, and airports, and so forth, which are great manifestations of development.
Yes.
But you can have all that and retain poverty. Then you're not. That's not a human development index. So we need to improve at the personal level. Yeah.
So in principle, the priorities are a bit skewed.
Yes. But if you put the numbers together.
Yes. You think he can still?
Right now, if you put the numbers together.
Yes.
It is 50-50.
All right.
Basically, because he still has a solid constituency, and that those he has put in his pocket.
Which is the solid constituency?
The solid constituency, of course, the Rift Valley and the pastoralist communities are largely out of ethnic loyalties.
Fair.
They are still with their man.
Fair.
Those of us who went or go to people because of ideas have been departing from that station.
Yes.
Because objectively, you look at the state of the nation, the suffering people are going through, the indicators we're talking about, the health of the nation, the development of individual welfare, all these issues put together, people are migrating from Kenya Kwanza.
Yes.
And where are they going? They are going to the ethnic blocks, one.
Yes.
If you go to Kisii now, 80% are behind Matiang'i.
100%. And where he will take them.
If you go to Ukambani, 90% are with the Kalonzo.
Kalonzo Musyoka, yes.
If you come to Western, hello.
Tawe.
We are nowhere. We are in Tawe, we are in Fort Kenya, we are in all these things. And I think Tawe, if you come to Western Kenya, let me be honest, I think 40% are with the Tawe. And they have not begun kicking yet.
Yes.
You know, the far they've tested, they are about 40%.
Yes.
Maybe when they unleash or they begin full campaign, the onslaught, it could go up or not because it depends on the resistance.
From the feedback we've been getting on this platform,
yes,
especially when a guest speaks by mistake, let's call it by mistake,
yes,
ill of George Natembeya,
yes,
we'd put it slightly above 60%.
Really?
I can assure you. Anyone who has ever dared make the mistake of calling George Natembeya names while seated on that chair, wanaonanga siku ndefu sana kwa comment section yetu. So
I think George Natembeya presents a good prospects
yes,
for this region.
Yes.
To front a candidate for national leadership. And think of it, we have no other who has shown such potential.
Yes.
Because the people who are now so-called kingpins in Western region are with Kenya Kwanza.
Yes.
And Kenya Kwanza has a presidential candidate called William Ruto.
Yes.
So we have nothing there in Kenya Kwanza for number one.
No.
So if we want number one as a region, we must have another candidate.
Yes.
So who is that candidate? And in Western, no one has emerged, but George Natembeya has shown promise.
Yes.
And I encourage him to. In fact, I think he should run for president. I think if he ran for president, he would most likely have my vote.
Yeah?
He would most likely have it.
But would he, what are the realistic,
most likely because I have not
though?
seen what substance or what his agenda would be for the country.
Yes.
But he shows positive inclinations for change, to depart from what we are, this politics of manipulation, of intimidation, of playing second fiddle to others. You see, if William Ruto wants to take Western more than he has, I mean a better chunk of Western,
yes,
he has to appoint a running mate from Western region.
Yes, which makes his dynamic
if
complicated.
We want to send William Ruto home.
Yes.
We have to present a presidential candidate from Western.
Yes.
Who can get a running mate from Mount Kenya region.
Yes.
If you have that partnership in terms of numbers, population or distribution,
yes,
and top up with the people from West Nyanza region, Nairobi and others, William Ruto cannot survive.
That's a power combination, actually, yes.
So from where I sit, George Natembeya, please go for the damn seat, man. Stop wasting time. Call us to order. Because we are thirsty. You know, the point is this, I'm speaking as a person from this region.
Yes.
No ethnicity, nothing, no tribalism attached, because that's the tag they put on people when you advance aspirations of your region.
Yes.
You be called, you're a tribalist. No, that's nonsense. I mean, everybody wants to pull in the direction.
Yes.
And we are in this region.
Yes.
And we want power in this region. We want a president from this region. I want my neighbor to be the president of the Republic of Kenya.
Yes.
Because if he is, maybe I'll go to his house one day and take tea there. But if he's not, of course, I'll just be an alien. So George Natembeya should take courage. The people of this region should encourage and prop him up to run for president.
Okay.
If they're not happy with him, let them present somebody else who has the courage and the discipline that we require to get to number one. I think he has potential.
You actually think he has the capacity to put together a nationwide secretariat and go for the big seat?
That I'm not sure.
Yes.
About two things. One, whether he's at this point organized enough with the resources, that is both material, personnel, intellectual, to take a stab at the presidency.
Yes.
And two, whether the people he is working with
Yes.
would give him the opportunity to be the candidate.
Okay.
Because some of them have been there for long.
Yeah.
Kalonzo Musyoka is a senior to him by far.
Yes.
We have people like Eugene, who have been in his party, who have been in politics for longer time periods.
Yes.
We have Matiang'i, who is a senior in terms of administrative hierarchy, because he was CS when George Natembeya was a regional commissioner.
Yes.
We have Rigiji, who has already been deputy president.
Yes.
So if you look at the setup and composition of the united opposition, George Natembeya is the junior.
Yes.
Yet George Natembeya is the one who has the highest prospects to take and to give them victory.
Yeah.
So unless sense prevails, egos are managed. They'll end up losing if they settle on the wrong candidate who cannot be a convergence of all their interests.
Okay.
So it's up to them, really. They have work to do.
Truly. Yeah. And a guest here, and I think mutual friend of yours, Mr. Afula Buke, I asked him this George Natembeya question, and he was the assertion that George Natembeya has been an establishment person, has been a system person. Once a DC, always a DC. Those were his remarks. To date, he's eating flack on our on our platforms because of those assertions. What do you think of such imagination that once you are the guy behind the gun, you can never turn and go be in front of it and be one agitating for progression? Do you think those are fair remarks against the personality of George Natembeya?
I don't think that is unfair. Okay. I think those remarks are justifiable.
All right.
The truth is, that is his career. He's, I think, from college, went to join the provincial administration.
All right.
And has been in government throughout until he retired. But so are many other people who have been in the system. Okay. Our governor here has never known private employment. After campus, when he left university, he went to do the administration. He's our governor.
I mean, hence Wafula Buke's statements. You see how he has led us, like in terms of, how do you call it? He's not been really pro people.
Yes, they are not revolutionary. They are not. They are systems people.
Yes,
that kind of thing.
That was the argument.
But and that's true. I mean, I think that could hold true to a certain extent.
Okay.
So we have to evaluate the person at the personal level.
All right.
That is a general statement that can apply across board.
All right.
People who have risen in the system, have benefited from it, are also used to it.
Yes.
Are likely to perpetuate the same system.
Yes.
There's a likelihood of that. Mm-hmm. But you can also get a radical departure from that system.
All right.
If somebody has seen the weaknesses in that system and only served but also studied the system and knows its limitations.
Okay.
The argument can also be applied that people who have not worked with government have no clue what government is when they go in there.
Fair.
And they become very bad governors.
So they don't know even what they're up against.
They don't know systems. They don't know how to operate administration. So by the time they learn, they've really messed up.
Yes.
So there's a pro and against argument for people in the system as well as those who are from outside.
Okay.
If you take governors, for example, my friend James Orengo has, I think, would be the best example.
Okay.
James Orengo is a brilliant lawyer, a great human rights advocate. He has been a champion of democratization.
Yes.
He has been in cabinet as a minister. Mm-hmm. He is now a governor. I mean, in parliament as a senator.
Yes.
Now he's on the government as a governor.
Yes.
If you look through his performance,
yes,
you'd say we need people who've been in government to take leadership. Because in Siaya, what I hear from there, and I go there quite often,
yes,
James Orengo's re-election is in trouble.
Hangs in the balance, huh?
Yes. Draw a little to when James Orengo was minister.
Yes.
In the Kibaki, no, in the Kibaki, in the what was it? The coalition government.
Yes.
Grand coalition.
Yes.
He was minister for lands and so forth.
Yes.
He didn't leave a mark in that ministry.
Yes.
In Siaya, he may not leave a mark. He didn't come from the system.
Yes.
So there are no hard and fast rules you apply in politics. It's about the person and the personality of that individual.
All right.
When they get the opportunity to lead.
Okay.
So I think that George Natembeya must be judged from what he's doing in Trans Nzoia right now.
How is it though?
Rather than where he came from.
How is it though?
Because where he came from,
yes,
he was answerable to superiors.
Yes. Okay. Fair.
In Trans Nzoia, he is the superior.
He's the superior.
The buck stops with him.
Policy, yes.
In the assessment of his performance in Trans Nzoia, I have not seen it as scathing, or people have not said as terrible things as they said about his predecessor, Khaemba, who was a PS in the government before he became governor.
All right.
In fact, I think he was one of the most disastrous governors. And I go to Trans Nzoia.
Yes.
So you get good ones and you
Yes.
get bad ones.
Yes.
Not all apples in the bucket
Yes.
are rotten.
Okay.
I want to give Natembeya the benefit of the doubt,
yes.
and say, let's try him
All right.
if he wants to go.
So it's
for
a case by case.
Yes.
All right. Fair point. So lastly, as I rest this whole by-election conversation,
Yes.
This by-election, we've had several by-elections, but this one was one hell of a bloody by-election, man. There's mad with a lot of violence perpetuated from, I don't know if it was management of optics or it was state-sponsored terror or whatever it was, but it was mad with a lot of violence. So I was just like taking this opportunity to use this platform to just decry that violence. What transpired.
Yeah.
That, man, moving forward, any actors who participated in such violence, if members of the public know them, let us bring these gentlemen to book. And let them be held accountable. And let's just because if that goes on unchecked, the temperatures which I saw in the by-elections, if they are not handled carefully, come 2027, that situation might be untenable. I don't know. Those were just like remarks on that.
True, and I just want to hear
what you.
I want to echo what you just said, Joel.
Yes.
I think we must clean our politics
for sure
of this thuggery, goonism, which is becoming a standard practice in every election.
For sure.
We must try to play clean politics. And the kind of violence that was witnessed in this particular by-election was, out of scale.
Yes.
Because people have vested so much in the stakes in these by-elections were so high. Ilikuwa ni kutafutiana ubabe.
Yes.
Whoever lost, it was the party. If you lost, it was not an election between the candidates.
No.
We need to, I don't know how to put it, but we need to clean up the politics anyway, generally.
Yes.
And make election offenses very expensive.
Yes.
The people who are hired and found in those committing those offenses should really, really be punished.
Yes.
And their sponsors should suffer serious reprisals or sanctions from the IEBC.
Yes.
I see them still, slapping people on the wrists when things are going out of hand that.
Especially in Kasipur.
And it might be worse because this was just a by-election. Suppose that violence was spread out across the country in most of the elections. This country would be torn apart because the security forces would be unable to control, to manage it.
100%.
So I join you in just condemning that violence, and I think we need to rethink our politics, and that needs to be from the top, and all the political parties need to sign up to peace.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. That was a good one there. Now I want Yes.
I didn't know you love politics this much. A man who loves beauty and things. and going out to hang out. Sasa hii mambo ya siasa bwana.
It's siasa tuligundua ndio inatulisha, ndio ina cultivate everything.
Politics is everything.
Is everything. So I used to be what's the word? Nilikuanga nakaa kando nasema politics.
I'm not involved in politics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most
of the younger generation, I'm pleased to not still we are not yet through. We're not yet out of the woods. But it's interesting and encouraging to see younger people now more keen on politics and what is happening politically.
Yes.
That will liberate us, hopefully.
Yes.
But I'm not very optimistic, but I'm just saying, in terms of getting more political awareness, you see, a country suffers and goes down the drain if the citizenry is not interested in politics because of apathy.
Yes. Apathy is actually the word I was looking for.
And in the past, we've had serious apathy and it was going on. So that you see, in an election, the turnout continues to decline from 60% going to 50%. In fact, the last elections before Moi exit, we were doing 35% to 40% of turnout in an election of the of registered voters. So it went up a bit to 70% because of political awareness. Now the Gen Zs have given us a new awakening. We hope we can go back to 80%. Not that Gen Zs are an assurance of good leadership, but they've not been socialized in the bad ways of the past. Ethnicity, or tribalism, and corruption. That is the only hope I see. But they have another whole problem that they're coming with, which is discipline, organization.
I see what you mean.
Knowing that government or leadership is just not all these things. It's about discipline, focus, and getting things done, which there are issues there a bit.
That's a whole conversation on its own. I think wacha hiyo tutaitafutia siku yake.
People say we are leaderless, we are rudderless, or what are we? That's not a good thing. A country and government is an organization.
With structure.
Correct.
Anyway, we'll circle back again to politics. I want us to dial. I want us to know the man and why is he talking a lot of political lingo. Where is this communication strategy and political analysis coming from? Let us just turudi nyuma kidogo.
Nataka kunipeleka wapi bwana? Mimi
kwanza nimesikia from my other sources that unaitwanga Baru.
Yo Baru, ni jina ya mtaa. I think people began calling me that when we are hanging out. And it's a good thing. Everybody has a name or.
Do you have others apart from Baru? Because I thought Baru is just like an abbreviation
of. Because of my attitude and way of doing things and posture. People used to call me Brass.
Okay.
So it's a Baro, Brass, just those things.
So they picked this Barasa name in and nacheza nayo sana.
But I've not been. I'm just a simple guy, the way you see, who believes in certain things. And I in college. Okay, I was born in Bungoma here. Hapa Halaba. I walked to Mukoma Primary School. We used to foot 5 kilometers daily to school.
That's far. That's really far.
And back. Because
why Mukoma? Kuko na shule ingine?
There was DEB, there was Commonwealth, now Moi Primary. There were schools around here. But my father said he needed to take us far. Because if we went to schools near us in town, we would not go to school. We would be taking corners and going into kiosks or loitering around and going to listen to music.
I like your father.
So our father punished us to give us an education. So he took us to Mukoma. When our cousins, all of our cousins were going to schools near here, but we were the only ones who were being taken far. But it paid off. Because then our family, us, went to school more than our cousins. In fact, all of us just went through. All of us just went through school and went to high school and went on. The other, our cousins and so on had those challenges, so they never went, a lot.
So he was on to something.
So he was right. He was a wise man. So anyway, I went to Mukoma. From there I went to Musingo High School. That's a way back in 1982. I'm sure that cameraman was not born, but that's fine. It's okay.
Actually, no one in this production was born.
You're joking. You're not serious. You can't say that.
No one in this production was born. Had a host.
You're making me feel like a fossil.
No, that's why we use wisdom.
So so I was in Musingo High School 82 to 85.
Yes.
Then I went to St. Patrick's High School for my Form 6 level.
Where is St. Patrick's?
St. Patrick's E10.
Okay.
I was a great school those days.
All right.
It was the top school in sports, academics. It was really great. It was run by the Patrician brothers.
Okay.
So the discipline and the whole education focus was very good. It was a good balance of curricular and extracurricular activities. We used to produce champions, athletics champions, volleyball, basketball, hockey. I played all those things, and we have champions from E10, of course, athletics. That is where our athletes come from, so to speak.
All right.
And then after that, I went to, in 1987, that's when I sat for my A-level.
Okay.
Then in 1988, we went to campus. We were the last group to go to NYS.
Okay. Okay.
Because when we were there, we rioted like crazy. They tried to do things to us, and we refused. We were bad. You know, the Kanu regime, Moi's time was very oppressive.
Yes.
So after high school, before you went to university, you went to National Youth Service for 3 months mandatory training.
Yes.
And after that, you go to campus.
Okay.
So they had been doing that. So our year, there was a problem. We first went to university and then went back to campus. Which we reported to college first.
Yes.
And then went to now training in NYS.
Okay.
We had tested good things. We were being brought to oppression. Tukasema haiwezekani. So, you know, that training is not easy. NYS is not easy, but it's good discipline.
Paramilitary.
It shows you discipline, hard work, endurance, because it's paramilitary kind of.
Yes.
So you get up in the morning, you're doing 5 kilometers road work. You come in the morning, you clean up, take shower, you're on parade. On parade, you go to work. It's quite some work. So after a while, before graduation, people rioted.
Okay.
So we were closed down. Tulichapwa kikamilifu huko na polisi, tukaingia msituni, and then we went back to college. So NYS program ended.
Okay.
After that,
huh?
We are the last.
The mandatory one now.
Yes.
Okay.
They had to close it down because now we said, no, this can't go on.
Okay.
So I went to Moi anyway. I had been called there to study.
Moi University.
Moi University. I went to Moi University.
Right.
I had chosen to study law.
Okay.
And all my colleagues, my buddies in high school, my desk mate, Donald Kipkorir.
Did Donald Kipkorir?
Yeah, Donald Kipkorir was my desk mate.
Okay.
From 4 and 5. And many other guys, Solite, all these guys. We scored the same points in high school, A level.
Yes.
But they were taken in the faculty of law, and I was not.
Okay.
Because of what they said, that year, more people qualified to study law. And so they decided to cut off others.
Okay.
But even as they dropped some of us who had made the points, the admission was 15 points out of 18.
Okay. It's impressive.
But they went to take people with 13 points, 14 points, and left me with my 15 points. Adon, my desk mate, who had got 15 points, was called the faculty of law, and I was not.
Okay.
Because they said that was affirmative action. They were taking people from remote counties or districts.
Okay.
Marakwet, Narok, Kajiado, to beef up their numbers and give them careers in some of the professions.
Yes, spread the craft.
So that was the first injustice I suffered in government terms. So I went to Moi anyway. I studied political science, which was my next preference.
Okay.
And I did a great job of it because you see that we were pioneers at Moi University in the School of Social Cultural and Development Studies.
Okay.
It was crafted by Professor Ogutu, who had come from the US.
Okay.
So he brought a different perspective to the Bachelor of Arts degrees, a degree in Kenya. Nice. They are taught at Nairobi, but ours was crafted differently. So we learned a lot of things. The first year you studied 13 different units, from anthropology to history to religion. You did foundational courses in all the arts disciplines.
Yes.
Then in the second year, now you began to master and specialize in your area of choice.
Okay.
So me, I studied, especially in law, literature, and then political science, and then majored in political science, which used to be called GPA, Government and Public Administration. So I'm a GPA major. Okay. So after that, I left. I went to teach a bit. Tilted my gas vocally, kidogo.
Teach what?
I was teaching literature, CRE. I taught high school.
Okay.
I was a good teacher, my friend.
Okay.
Hey, don't joke with me. I was a good teacher.
All right.
I taught, and I was impressive. Within 1 year, by the way, in that school,
yes,
I did a lot of stuff.
Okay, amazing.
I took my drama team to nationals, and we won the championship.
So this is where your dalliance with the arts comes in, right?
But though it began early. I think I used to go to town here. It started in town here. My father was wise, because even after he took us to Mukoma, by the time I was in class 7, I would come from school and pass the streets and sit at Sharif's. There was a music shop called Sharif's.
Yes.
And I would listen to music there until 7 at night, and then I go home. Later I've come from school at 5. That's where this thing started.
Okay.
So I went into a musical thing. So anyway, I taught, and I took the drama team to nationals within that 1 year. We won the championships. I started drama. Journalism club at the school. We published the first magazine there.
Okay. What year is this?
1991.
All right.
1991, yeah.
Watu wameanza kuzaliwa kwa hii production.
Sasa hapo meanza kutambaa. And then I went to... So I did a lot of stuff there. Within 1 year, that whole region of Kakamega, all those schools, Bunyore, Tigoi, Kaimosi, I was there, man, taking these girls to places. Started the school magazine, was training them. There was a hockey coach. I did multiple things.
Yes.
But within 9 months, I realized this isn't, of course, I hadn't done education. I was just a teacher by choice in the interim period. So I moved on, went to journalism school, Nairobi University now, into the School of J. Why? Because my own orientation, I am a Libra.
Okay.
And I thirst and fight for justice. I hate injustice.
Okay.
So even when I see it, I jump at. I'm like a moth. I jump at fire.
Yeah. Okay.
Where I see injustice, it begins eating.
Yes.
So I had thought, being a lawyer, I would help to fix things in society.
Fair point. Yes.
But through litigation and just advocacy. So when I didn't go to law school, I said maybe then I'll go to politics. So I did political science, so I can fix society through politics.
Yes.
But then I realized again, after political science, it would lead you to administration. You'd be into provincial administration. You'd be a DC, a DU, and da-da-da-da.
Yes, you're like,
that's not what I wanted.
Yes.
So I said, how else do you fix society? Now I said, journalism is where you go.
Yes.
Because then you can tell stories and change lives.
Shed light to injustice.
When I was at Moi Girls for Collier, I applied to the School of J. And I was admitted to the School of Journalism. I went and studied. While at the School of J, I began writing. Even I had begun writing much earlier. When at Moi University, I was the editor of the university student newsletter there, the Illuminator. So I had these careers all balancing and going forward. So I went to the School of J, finished, and then I went to the People newspaper.
All right.
In fact, I began writing in the People newspaper weekly before I finished. So as soon as I finished, I crossed to begin work.
Okay.
And the People newspaper had been started by Kenneth Matiba.
Okay.
In 1991, 92. And those days were bad. Moi was at its tyrannical worst.
Yes.
We used to
trying to fend off multipartyism.
Matiba, he was fighting all the guys who were advocating for multipartyism.
Yes.
And that was when Ford was being formed, Jaramogi and Matiba, and all these things were coming up. The second liberation was on course.
Yes.
So we joined those forces, and that's how I got into knowing all these politicians. As the People, I was now like a human rights and political investigative reporter.
Okay.
That was my beat.
So that was like your first job?
The job.
Okay.
In journalism, because I had worked as a teacher.
As a teacher now.
And now I was here after college. School of J that was my first job at the People. We were the people who started the People newspaper.
All right.
Myself and 4 other journalists. Then, of course, Ivy and Mbugus and Bid and Mbugwa, who are the Wadosi wetu.
All right.
So we did work, man, and it was apparent within a short time because it was advocacy journalism we were doing. We were investigating corruption, doing stuff. And of course, that attracted the anger of the government.
Yes.
So kidogo, I was locked up, jailed, long story, served for 4 months, came out.
You served?
In 1993, I was jailed, man. Amoy jailed me. It was a sensational case. I mean, if you go to the archives, you'll find it was page 1 stories every day.
What are the charges?
What happened is,
Yes.
at that time, lecturers wanted to set up a trade union. Moi, or the government at the time, did not want university dons in a union because they would present a problem.
Okay.
And you can see there have been a problem because now they're always agitating, striking.
Yes.
That was when those things started.
Yes.
So they set up the University Academic Staff Union. They tried to register it, and the Registry of Societies refused. So they were on strike, kidogo, then they went to court to seek judicial review of that decision not to register their union.
Yes.
While they were in court, Moi, in one of the political rallies out there, said they cannot be registered.
Yes.
They should continue their work. University dons are not laborers. They don't fall in the category of labor, so they cannot have a union.
Okay.
And true, within a week after that statement by Moi, and you know those days judges and judiciary was compromised.
Yes.
It was completely not independent. The dons case was thrown out. The registration declined. I was working at the People. I was on the beat. I was following that story.
Yes.
So I followed up. I had interviews with Smokin Wanjala, Court of Appeal, Supreme Court judge now.
Okay.
GBM Kariuki. That time he was a professor at the Faculty of Law.
All right.
And one of the movers of the union. GBM Kariuki was a leading lawyer, former chairman of the Law Society of Kenya. Interviewed him on the matter of the union. Other people as well, quite a few people interviewed, and I did a solid story. The headline of that story was Court of Appeal ruling reeked of state interference.
Okay.
Because the dons had gone to High Court.
Yes.
It had been rejected.
Yes.
They appealed in the Court of Appeal, which was the highest court in the land at that time. We didn't have a Supreme Court.
Yes.
And the Court of Appeal also threw out their appeal after Moi had spoken about it. So the inference was obvious.
Yes.
They couldn't go against what Moi had said.
Yes.
So I captured that in the story. Oh, Maze, the next day things were elephant.
They came for you.
Contempt of court, that I had undermined the integrity of the court by implying it was compromised.
Yes. Yes.
I was arrested, brought to court, charged with contempt of court, and the trial ran for 6 weeks. We were found guilty. You see now, the politics of it is that the court which I had criticized in the report is the one which was trying me.
Trying you, so.
So clearly they had vested interest.
Yes.
They would have recused themselves and had been tried in their lower court.
Yes.
And been sentenced. It would have made sense.
Yes.
But then they probably criticized and then they bring me before me to lynch me.
Yes.
So they found me guilty and sentenced me to things we could not agree in principle.
Okay.
I pay a fine of 300,000 shillings. You know, at that time, that was a lot of money. This is 1994.
That's a lot of money.
1993, actually, 1994. No, 1993. I pay 300,000 shillings and publish an apology in the People newspaper and other daily newspapers apologizing for that report, my story. So it was me and my editor, Bidan Bugwa, charged.
Yes.
I said, there's no way I'm going to eat my words.
Yes.
So I refused to apologize. We agreed with Bidan. We are not going to take that. We'll stand by our story. So we were sentenced. So it was either we pay the fines. Mine was 300,000. Bidan was 400,000.
As the editor.
And the lawyer, GBM Kariuki, who later on became a Court of Appeal judge, he retired. Also sentenced to 5 months and 500,000 shillings.
Yeah.
So it was escalated like that. I, the reporter, my editor, and somebody who had said scathing things in that story as well. So as me and Bidan is held by professional ethics and said we want to eat our words, GBM apologized and paid the fine.
Okay.
And was back to work, doing his work. Mimi na Bidan Mbugwa ndani.
Like the revolutionaries that you are.
So we were sentenced. So I went to Manyani, I went to Kamiti, I went to Athi River prisons. And then eventually we were brought to court to appeal after 1 month.
Yes.
And we came before that court, and that judge, the panel of judges, Majid Koka, there was Tunoi, there were RSC Omolo, and another judge. There were 4, I forget the other one. And the Chief Justice at that time, Egisheru, the sentence, they said, you have the key to unlock the prison gates by just apologizing. We said, apana. We went back to prison. We went back to prison. Tukakaa. Mazee, huko ndani nilichapwa. You know, I came out of that prison limping. They knocked my ankles. It was terrible. So the lawyers came to court telling, David, you know, apologize. These guys will kill you in prison. Hamina was one of our lawyers. Martha Karua, Haminwa, and Gitobi Manyara were my lawyers.
Yeah.
And they said, David, this government, they'll kill you. Because, you know, Gitobi was a veteran. He had been detained. He had been in all these things. So I said, nah, let me die. So I went in, came out after being hit and tortured kidogo. Then I came back. After I came out of that prison, it was different to practice, difficult. Even at the people, now people are just looking for you, what you are doing, intelligence people, security people, special branch on your case.
Now you're on the radar.
Yeah. And then the worst part of it is, at the people, you know, we were a radical newspaper.
Yes.
We were breaking stories that no other papers would take.
Would dare, yes.
And so we were marked. In fact, people used to buy the paper. On Friday, it was a weekly. Mtu anaweka hapa hivi. Wanaenda kusomea nyumbani. Now I used to wonder why. So when then they see us in the street, Makali, are you the one? I said, yes. You mean you're just working like this? But people who are buying our content are hiding it. I'm wondering what's wrong with people. So it was really a pace-setting magazine, and we did our work. So anyway, we went on like that. Politics got into me. Now I got into this advocacy. We were in the movement to change the country, democratization. That became my agenda. We began working in civil society with, you know, networking with those people who are in civil society. All these people, Kibaki and the rest of these Orengos, all these people, we used to meet at night late, you know, to plan how to change a government, how to take the country out of Moi's dictatorship.
Yes.
After a short while, I was forced to leave the people with Bidan. We went our ways, went and started another magazine. Bidan Mbugo was my editor, the one we had been jailed with.
Yes.
So we left to go and set up another newspaper called The Option.
Okay.
It was a magazine, a monthly magazine, dedicated to leadership.
All right.
We got a person to finance it. So we ran it for 1.5 years, but it ran into trouble because we didn't have enough advertising and stuff like that. So we closed it down. Then I moved out of there to set up... I moved from there in 1996 to join Nairobi Law Monthly, which was a preeminent magazine on democracy and human rights and law.
Is this the Gitobi Manyara one?
Gitobi Manyara was
award-winning.
So Gitobi asked me to move in and help him to run the magazine because now he was also advancing, doing law, doing politics, and he needed somebody on the editorial hand to help him. So I moved in as managing editor of Nairobi Law Monthly, replacing Mutuma Matthew, who later was GME of the Nation Media Group. We've worked together in different ways.
All right.
So worked there kidogo, and that's the point at which I decided, now let me start something else totally different. I set up the Media Institute, which was an organization set up specifically to advance democracy and media freedom.
Okay. Amazing.
Yes. And we began combat, defending journalists under attack, publishing a media review called Expression Today to look at how the media was doing its work and the threats to press freedom, and setting up a fund to defend journalists who are under attack or oppressed by media houses, or government being arrested and all that stuff. So I became basically the face of a press freedom campaign in Kenya, and we networked with all manner of organizations around the world and so on. And I brought on board people who were solid and my mentors in that work. Feroz Nauroji, who just passed, eminent senior counsel, actually one of the most beautiful souls and the most, I think I have not met a lawyer, simple, humble, and professional, who joined our board, Gitobi Manyara, a few other guys, a friend of mine called Jojo War, who had moved to US. So we set up a board, and then I was the programs director. Eventually, Jojo was my director. He left, so I had to run the Media Institute. Okay. And for the next 5 years, I was running the Media Institute, publishing ET, which became a favorite in the media houses because people look for content of what was going on in the media houses. You see, the media is a guardian of society.
Yes.
But it also needs people to check it because we are full of excesses and our own failures. So the Media Institute was at the middle of the campaign for press freedom, defense of press freedom, advocating for democracy, but also fighting the wrongs within the media, within professional ethics and challenges we're facing. So we were hated and loved in equal measure because those we were writing about political oppressors didn't like us. So they were hiters. But we also criticizing media malpractices and unethical things. Yes. So we also would be hit this way. It became so tough that at one time, this was before the digital revolution. Yes. So we used to go to the libraries to research, to publish what we were publishing. And at one time, because we were so critical of the Nation Media Group and the Standard Group in our reporting, the Nation Media Group actually barred us from researching in its own library because we published things that were unpalatable to them or exposed their weaknesses. Yes. And the Aga Khan was one of our subjects of reporting because the way Nation was running is really strictly controlled by the ownership. Yes. So there were issues like those. Anyway, to cut the long story short, after a while, I joined Nairobi. I set up the Media Institute, then joined the Nairobi Law Monthly. Then after a while, I left Nairobi Law Monthly and went to Kituo cha Sheria. So the Media Institute was running on the side as I was doing my professional, other work. So I worked at the Kituo cha Sheria, the Legal Advice Center, which used to help people down, the low people in society who had challenges and issues.
How are you at Kituo cha Sheria without a legal degree?
I was doing communications
for them.
And publications for them to bring out the issues facing the communities and to publicize their work.
Fair.
And working with the executive director to advance the objectives of the institute.
Good.
And then after 1 year, I found I couldn't carry on all this.
Okay.
So I went back now to run the Media Institute fully.
All right.
From around 1991 there. 1999 is when now we began publishing properly Expression Today and running the Media Institute. That publishing of the Expression Today got me into trouble.
Again.
Because it was a very good magazine, by the way, and respected by media professionals. Because apart from being a peer review, we used to publish stories that would not be published by the media houses because of censorship.
Okay.
And government control.
Yes.
We were the take it or leave it, be damned.
Yeah.
And one of those things we did, which got me into trouble, we published an exclusive 9-page report on drug trafficking in Kenya and who are behind it.
Okay.
And you know what?
Who are behind it?
They were politicians. You know those guys. Okay, I don't know whether you know them.
I don't know them.
But they were influential people in society, some of them going up to the office of the president.
Okay.
And we named them. Those who are outside and those who are in government.
The ones who are dead, you can mention them now. In
fact, you remember the drug baron from Mombasa who was killed in Netherlands? He was the godfather of drug trafficking in Kenya.
Does this guy have a name?
I forget the name. It will come. We published a list of all those guys. That guy used to go to courts and he would shout at anybody and shout at judges and nothing would happen to him.
Okay.
Because he was a warlord, a drug
Any
lord.
notable person that we know now or who's probably deceased that...
No.
Yeah.
But some of them are still around. Later on, they became my friends, by the way.
Okay.
Now,
I see what you mean.
So anyway, in one of those things, we did an exclusive story. It was breathtaking, by the way, because I sent one of my reporters, a guy called Agwin Zodera, to be attached to the UN Agency Against Drug Trafficking.
Yes.
As an intern. But we were looking for a story, but he was there on that mission.
Yes.
So we gathered all information, man, and unleashed. The day the newspaper came out on the road on Friday, it was 13th February, 1999. Maze, I was in the office, College House, Kagan House. Some guys just came to us and told me, Maze Makali, you are the guy we respect. You're the only journalist from Western who can tell a story without bothering. A guy called, I leave his name. He called
Come on, man.
He told me Luhya leaders are meeting at Serena.
Yes.
And they want you to go. They were discussing the sugar sector ooze in Western. And they said the only guy who can tell this story to the world is David. So you come and listen in and which way story. It's idea. So I left my office in a half. It was around 12 o'clock.
Who are these Luhya leaders then?
There were no Luhya leaders. The story is different. So I stepped down Harambe Avenue.
Yes.
I told them, you guys go fast.
Yes.
I'll come. Let me finish 1-2 things, then I come.
Yes.
So after 30 minutes, I told my office, my secretary, I'm going down to Serena. I'm going to see some Luhya leaders here meeting there. They told me Akina Jirongo, Akina who are there meeting, that guy. So I said, let me go and meet them and see what they are saying. So I just got down Kagan House. I walked straight across the Hilton and went to Serena. Not Serena, Stanley Hotel. So as I was just getting into Stanley right there, I was grabbed by people. Oof. Abducted there, and they swung me into a Nissan van that was parked there. Inside that, there were about 6 other guys. These 4 guys moved me in, locked the door, and sandwiched me. And they kept quiet. They told the guy, 20. Oof. So they drove slowly onto Kimathi Street, Nation Center. They went Jamia Mosque. They went on to Koinange. They went and parked outside Nation Center. There was a restaurant here that George Saitoti used to frequent. Later on, it became Tribeca and so on.
Okay.
Yeah, Tribeca there. It was a very nice...
Tribeca, we know.
Yes. So they parked there. Then the guy who led the team went upstairs. It was lunchtime. Then he came down and said 20. So he got the sanction from the guy who was in charge of this abduction. Wakaniingiza wakapiga, tukapita College House, Moi Avenue, Central Police Station, hapo Globe Cinema. I'm wondering where this guy is taking me. So hapo Globe Cinema tukienda, they began hating me, man. Wewe ndio Makali. Then a guy just pulled out expression today. Wewe ndio unaandika hii ujinga. Wewe ndio unaandika hii ujinga. Wewe ndio unalipwa kutuharibia majina hapa. Anasema hivyo kidogo, twaf. Mimi nikajua sasa hapa kimeumana. They went round to Mudaiga, roundabout into Karura. Now I knew at that point they are going to finish me there. And man, they worked on me. So they drove into somewhere in the forest, parked the vehicle there, and then dragged me out. They had been knocking me as we went. Nani ameandika, who is this other guy mlifanya naye? Wanigonga, utatema, wewe mambo yako kuisha, And they were armed. So they took me in there, dragged me out, wakanitoa nini, they were holding me like a stretcher, wananichapa huko, wananipiga, wakanigonga. They said, where is this other guy you worked with? Because they wanted to find where Agwin Zodera was.
Okay.
I told them I don't know where the guy is. He hasn't come to work today. So they knocked me a little. Then they called each other on the side there. after they had beaten me thoroughly, a guy came with a twig, he wanted to drill. Yani wamenishika mguu huku na huku. I'm like, this guy is hitting me. Wanagonga huku, they were torturing me. Then one guy wanted to drill a twig into my stomach. And then the leader of that team just akaisukuma huku. So ikagonga chini. And then akamwambia songa hapo. So they moved aside, they discussed a little. Because along the way, they realized, I don't know who they thought I was. I don't think they knew I was a Luhya.
Okay.
So ndio wakuja hapo kusema wewe ndio unaharibia Waluhya jina, umelipwa na Wakikuyu kutuharibia jina.
Okay. So these guys were some of them.
So
were
I
lawyers,
think when they realized I'm not a Kikuyu, that I was a Luhya, they consulted and said, huyu jamaa watu waachane na yetu tusimalize. Then they left, they got into the car. The car was like a bit of like 20 meters. So they walked back to the car because they dragged me out of there to a place where they would kill me and leave me there. So they walked back, got in the car, and they drove off. Once as they walked back, me niliona tu wakianza kuenda, I gathered my energy. I took off. Nikauka kwa katwiga hapo nikatulia because I was done.
Yeah.
Nikasikia wakienda and then they went. Anyway, eventually I got myself together after like an hour, I recovered, then I walked back, I retraced my way out of
Karura.
Yeah, then I went to a hotel, there was a place called Shack, and after the current Mazingira DCI headquarters, just there. That time there were no phones, mobile phones. Then I got into a mat, nimechafuka, nimeruliwa koti, and then I went back. They didn't even take any money. They threw my wallet there. So I got my wallet. It had 3K. My documents were intact. So I went. I got back to my office at Kagen House. Then I called Don, actually, who was my lawyer. I told him, man, I have been abducted and I've survived, but I'm back here. And I need to see you. So I went and saw him. We talked about it anyway. I went and filed a report at Central Police Station. And when I went there, so I got to office and I called the media. My colleagues, they came, did a presser. Then I went to Don's office. Then I went to police. Then as soon as I went to police, when I filed that report, the cops just looked at me and began saying, hey, Makali, wale watu wamekushika lazima ni polisi. Kama umetoka Karura, ni polisi. Because it's like that's where they do their stuff. So they said they assigned somebody to begin following that matter. Now, the guy who came to pick me in office was called Mukabwa. Now, let me tell you. The one who you had from office Kagen House to go to meet Luhya leaders was called Mukabwa. So with the time, as they began to investigate, his name kept coming up. Then one day, I met the guy in the street, Ababu Jivanji Gardens. He used to have an office around there. And I went straight to the to Central Police Station and told them the guy who abducted me, who led the team that came to my office, is in that office. You guys go and get him. Because they had been saying they're investigating, they can't find him. Huyo investigating officer akajipa shughuli. Akasema, let me consult. I've told you this is the criminal and you tell me I'm going to consult and you've been investigating. So anyway, eventually I learned. He came and told me later on, bana, your case ni ngumu. If I do anything, mi nitatumwa Garissa. And because the matter was so intense, it was in the press everywhere, and some people took it to parliament.
Okay.
And I was debated there. There was a debate around who had abducted me and so forth. And
so it actually caught national attention.
Oh, no, it was a big issue. So, and in his contributions, one of the people I had named as a drug trafficker was Fred Gumo.
Kangumu kama gumu.
Kangumu. So those guys who had come to abduct me and who had taken me to beat me up, among them were the guys who had actually beaten Timothy Njoya at Parliament buildings. Iyo jeshi la mzee.
Yeah.
The guy who led the who abducted me and who stopped them from finishing me, later on, I saw him with Gumo, whom he was Gumo's bodyguard. We met with him at the burial of George Captain a little while after that. So somebody raised the matter in Parliament, and Gumo rose and said, Why should I kill Makali? If I have a problem with Makali, I just call him because he's my friend. So anyway, the truth of the matter is that Fred Gumo, and I can tell it right now, is the one who caused or who was behind my abduction. But later on, we became friends. When we were doing politics, we were in the same chopper, going to Busia together, to Kicheka.
No permanent enemies or allies, eh?
Well, now, circumstances brought us together with Gumo.
Became colleagues.
When I went into Labour Party and I was working in the Ababu na Mwamba as we were trying to revamp Labour Party.
Yes.
Gumo was among the people who was with us trying to run away from ODM. So we started a new party. So we were together with Akinotoma, and so I asked him, Chief, that's how we'll go and talk with me. And even when I stayed in his house, Ugubusia, so we were just laughing, became friends.
What did he answer? What was the answer?
Alicheka tu akasema, unajua Makali wewe, acha hiyo story.
Ulikuwa unaharibu unga. Literally.
Gumo is very funny, by the way. He's a very funny man.
Yes.
So I think he was offended that he had been named in the story.
Yes.
And he reacted, he wanted to finish me, and I know all that, but it ended there. So anyway, I got into politics like that, and I worked on. From that time, did the Media Institute, finished.
At what point do you get into the Standard? Because part of my research
in
says you were at the Standard.
You know, in 1999, when we started publishing Expression Today, we used to call it ET.
Yes.
And then I went on. At one point in 2000, I went to the US to study.
Yes.
I went for masters at Columbia University. I was supposed to have gone in 1996, but I didn't have enough resources. Columbia University had given me a scholarship because of what I was doing in Kenya. And Columbia University is the top school of journalism in the world. They're the ones who give the Pulitzer Awards and whatnot.
Yes.
Reputable. It's actually top Ivy League. So they had given me an invitation to go there, but I didn't have enough money. So we did a farewell, at Hotel Intercontinental to take me there. But we didn't raise enough funds. Wamalo Kijana was the chief guest, Gitobo, and all these guys in the democracy movement came for my farewell.
Yes.
But I didn't go. So the university was unhappy. But after 5 or 3 years or so, they are still following my work.
Okay. Nice.
So they send a professor from the school to come and see me in Nairobi, called Professor Srinath.
Okay.
So we met in Nairobi, we talked about what I do and whatnot, and he went back to Columbia. Then they sent me now an invitation, full scholarship to go to Columbia.
Nice.
So I went in 2000, and I left this Media Institute running. But when I was there was a lot of trouble. The production of the magazine suffered a bit. My colleagues didn't run it well and so on. So as soon as I finished my master's fellowship, and they gave me full scholarship, as soon as I finished in 2001, because I ended in 2000, I came back in 2001. I came back straight. In fact, the week I graduated, I left straight back to Nairobi. But while I was at New York, while I was in New York, I met Tom Mushindi. We had been together in Nairobi. He was managing editor of The Nation. So he also went to New York. He was in New York at UNESCO. And he came to Columbia School of International Public Affairs to study international affairs program. So we used to meet at Columbia and discuss how we can change journalism in Kenya. Me, I was at School of J, he was at the SIPA. So when I came back, I left him there because he was still with UNICEF, not UNESCO, UNICEF. Then he came. In 2003, after the elections, we all thought that, look, Moi had gone, freedom had come, hata Media Institute tufunge, because the people who are now in charge, Kibaki, we have been together in Fungamano mpaka saa 7 tukipanga vile kutoa Moi.
Yes.
Paul Muite, Kinorengo, all these guys were now in government. So we knew
advocacy hakuna haja sasa.
Tumemaliza na democracy fight. Now let's work for the country.
Yes.
So even me, Tom called me. The owners of Standard called Tom. I told him, come and take over the Standard. Because now Standard was on its knees because it's owned by the Mois, and the paper had declined to the knees.
Okay.
So they needed a team that could revive it.
Okay.
So they asked Tom to come back as MD of the company. And Tom embarked on finding the people who he would work with to restore the Standard. So naturally he called me and told me, David, come we go and do combat. I said, sawa. I abandoned the Media Institute. We closed shop. I said, I'm going to the Standard now to do combat properly in proper journalism. Oh, it was different. So I went to the Standard as managing editor of the Sunday. We worked with Tom to compose the team, called in other guys, a dream team. Mutuma was at the Nation. He came to the Daily because I didn't want daily reporting. I wanted analytical journalism and political stuff.
Yes.
So I chose to stay with the Sunday weekend papers for analysis.
Okay.
Mutuma took the Daily and he did a great job of it. Mutuma brought in Pamela Makotsi from Nation to be his deputy. Mimi, I brought in Kwamchetsi Makoha to be my deputy on the Sunday weekend. So tukachapa kazi maze. We gave Nation a run for its money.
Nice.
The duration we were there. We were always breaking stories and we did a bit of work. In fact, because of the work I was doing at the Standard, the Law Society of Kenya awarded me the Father Kaisa Human Rights Award of the Law Society of Kenya.
Nice. For
championing human rights using the media platform in 2003. At that time, Ahmed Nasir Grand Mullah was the chairman of the Law Society of Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was a recipient again, together with Feroz Nauroji, my mentor.
Nice.
From the legal profession, he was being given a Lifetime Achievement Award. I was given the Human Rights Award for that year.
Nice.
So we did combat there, but you know what? Nothing had changed, man. Government is government. Kibaki took over. The same problems Moi had were again there. We couldn't practice journalism. Again, we were being fought by the same system.
Yes.
Again, I was in court for practicing journalism. This time, it was during the Bomas conference.
Yes.
For the new constitution.
Yes.
In 2005. No, 2000. We had begun the countdown to Bomas. The first constitutional conference, the devolution conference, nini. So a guy called Professor Crispin Mbai was chairing the devolution committee.
Yes.
That was the major component of that Bomas. So he was killed. And everybody was saying he had been killed by the system that was opposed to devolution.
All right.
Being made big in the constitution. So I ran on the story. As I told you, injustice just attracts me.
Yes.
I was managing editor, but I was doing stories myself, not just editing.
Okay.
I used to do page one stories myself.
Nice.
Go report, work with my teams, manage it as well as a report and edit. So we did that story with Kwamchetsi. I was on the story. I realized there was cover-up of who had killed him. I went into the trenches. I got the investigating officers. They had arrested some guys. They were torturing them to say how the guy had been killed. But there was obviously an attempt to cover up the murder.
All right.
So I published the transcript of the interrogation of those suspects in police custody. Utoto jamaa tulikuwa tumehangiwa hivi bandani mguu juu kichwa chini. They were being tortured to say things. So I read the story. I went and got the footage of the interrogation and I published the story from transcripting that story. Page 1. The next morning, man, cops were at the Standard, shutting us down. They were looking for me. Finally, anyway, they arrested me. And our managing director, Tom Shindi, myself, as the author and editor of the magazine, The Story, and Kwamchetsi Makoha, my deputy, with whom we had written the story. There I was, Mazee, in police. Short of it, I was charged again in court with a very stupid thing.
Yeah, what was the charge this time?
Theft of a government tape worth 500 shillings. Very funny one. So I was in the courts for a whole year, man.
Okay.
First I was locked up, taken here, taken that, taken here. eventually...
Oh, that also got you locked up?
Oh, I was locked up. For 4 days, I was in custody. Until finally they charged me in court. They were looking for which offense to charge me. Because the thing is, what I had published was accurate. It was truthful. It was what happened.
Yes.
But the government didn't want it out.
So they had to trump up some
because
charges.
they were trying to suppress it.
Yes.
And some politicians were involved. In fact, one politician had been accused of having been behind the murder of that guy. Because, those thugs walked into his house. He was sitting like this. Then the thugs walked in like that and shot him. And he was a professor at the University of Nairobi, political science, and chair of that committee. And he was a very close friend of Raila Odinga, because Raila was the champion of devolution in that conference. So anyway, I was charged. I was in court for 1 year as managing editor. Finally, the court, the chief magistrate, that time he was Agri Mchelule, now Court of Appeal judge. Yes. He was the chief magistrate for Nairobi. He acquitted me. And that was precedent-setting ruling, because he said the police handle, or whatever the police hold, they hold the things in custody of the police belong to the public. So there's no way the public can be said to have stolen from itself. Basically, that was the fundamental finding.
Nice.
That you cannot be found guilty to have stolen
your own property.
Because the police hold those things in custody for the public.
Yes.
So I was acquitted. And I came out and I was happy. Anyway, within a short time after that, we had our own challenges in the Standard.
Yes.
The owners realized that now we were going overboard because we were reporting without, limitation. We were censoring ourselves. And the owners were getting a bit jittery.
Yeah, being an establishment newspaper.
Yeah. Yes. You see, now it's the Kibaki administration.
Yes.
Moi is out.
Yes.
The owners of the paper were Moi, Joshua Kulei, Gideon Moi.
Yes.
We were not sparing them in our reporting because we were no holds barred.
Yes.
So they had brought us in to revive a paper that was dead, using our reputations.
Yes.
Now it had caught the public imagination.
Yes.
Now they began to get uneasy with us. They want the paper back.
They want to tame it again.
Yes. In fact, it was the pressure of working under that in that newspaper that time was very, very intense. At one time, Moi called. He was furious.
Moi called?
Yeah, Moi called. One day, I'm at a desk, nasikia tu simu ndio yo. Hey, who is on the line? Linjiru. Mzee anataka kuongea na wewe. Mzee anataka kuongea na wewe. Hold on. On the line. Wewe unaitwa nani? David Makali. Wewe wapi Mshindi? Yeah, he's not on duty today, sir. He's off. He might come in the afternoon. Why are you writing all these bad things about Moi? Oh, Moi, oh.
Moi nafanya hii, Moi nafanya ile.
But you know why he was mad?
Yes.
Because we had done a scathing editorial on Uhuru Kenyatta, who was the leader of the opposition that time. Kanu was the opposition.
Mm-hmm.
And, Uhuru had criticized Kibaki for corruption and whatnot. And we said, of course, this government has its failures, but it cannot be Kanu and Uhuru calling this pot black.
Yeah, surely no.
Surely no. Surely not Kanu, not Uhuru.
Yes.
He was mad.
That's a directed affront to Moi himself. By the way.
Even Nation does not write about the Aga Khan. Anyway, we settled. I told him it's fine. He said, no, I told him, no, we write these things because of what we see and we research. And he said, no, but you have to be fair. No, I told him we'll try and be fair. Tuna ubaya, try to persuade him. Akasema, okay, Mshindi akikuja umwambie anipigie simu. When I come to Nairobi, I want to meet you. The meeting never happened, of course. But the pressure was so intense, and especially on me as managing editor of the Sunday paper.
Yes.
Because the Sunday didn't just report. We were always breaking investigative stories.
Yes.
And they would be far-reaching because we would say, starting today, we break a story that we serialize up to Thursday.
Okay.
Sunday, again, we begin another series of investigative stories, which were really serious. So people began identifying us as the independent voice, independent forum. If anybody wanted a story published, they had to get it to my desk. They knew once it gets to Makali's desk, hiyo itapita. Hakuna mtu ataua hiyo story.
Yeah.
And I used to run an open editorial policy. If we have a story, put it on the table. Editorial meeting, everybody talks about that story. Tunachambua. If there's a short, something missing in that story, we say the journalist should get that bit in that
Beef
story.
it up, yes.
So if a story doesn't run, you can come for an explanation. I will not be the one who kills stories or I'm paid to kill stories. In fact, I don't think anybody in this country, and I can always say this, I can stand on any platform in any building in any street and say anybody who has given me a story to kill, or anybody who has given me money to publish a story, or given me money to kill a story,
yes.
Asimame.
Okay.
Nobody.
Nice.
And it's not easy in journalism because journalists are compromised. People are always put in corners or they are aligned to certain forces. I avoid that in my career. I always hold my position, and when I publish it, my conscience is clear with it. I can defend it, not because I was paid or somebody paid.
Were you at the Standard when the infamous First Lady incidents when she...
No, Mimi, the stories I published. Oh, that. No, you know there was.
She came in
when she forced the president to come out saying I only have one wife.
With some.
You know, I'm the one who broke that story.
Of course, you have to be there.
That's I'm telling you, we did breathtaking stories. You know, people had been murmuring about Kibaki having a second wife.
Yes.
Then one day I put my friend Mutiga Moridhi. Oh man, that guy is a great journalist. I miss him. Mutiga, don't go away. Get back to the profession. He went to work for some international crisis group.
All right.
So he works in Sudan, in South Africa, all over the place. He's a great journalist. He was a young guy. Those are the guys that recruited to join me at the Standard, to form the Standard investigative team. That guy was brilliant. So one day, people had been talking about Kibaki and having somebody else, and the security provisions for her and all that. We decided, no, so I called her and I fixed an appointment to see her. So I went to her house. We spoke. She hosted us nicely. She had just come from Nyeri, Wamboye, Upper Riverside.
Yes.
So we spoke. She said, you can see. Is there any doubt who my husband is?
Where?
The picture of Kibaki is there. Everything is all over the place.
Yes.
They said, okay. So I went and broke the story. Wamboy speaks.
Remind me, what year was this?
I think 2003, early 2003.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when we broke the story of Mary Wamboy as Kibaki's wife.
Yes.
Do you know, that day I didn't sleep at home. We left the Standard, we were still publishing from Likoni.
Yes.
So immediately, word went out that we are running that story.
Yes.
Watu wa NIS wakaanza kuzunguka hapo.
Yes.
Plainclothes policemen were deployed to Likoni.
Yes.
By the time we go to press, you know, in the newsroom there are informers of police in NIS and all intelligence people.
So they would be
checking which story are you working on. Listen, there are gatekeepers there.
Yes.
So they got wind that we were doing that story.
Yes.
Of Kibaki's second wife speaks.
Yes.
So by the time we went to press, they came fast to demand, before we went to press at 9.
Yes.
A guy called Alois Omita,
yes,
who was the PA to Wamboy, Mary Wamboy,
yes,
came to Standard looking for us.
Yes.
He said he wants a copy of the paper that is going to press. Aje, we never do that. The paper is read on the street in the morning.
Yeah.
So
what time was that?
It was 9.
Okay.
Going to 9:30.
Yes.
So they realized that story is going to press and they wanted to stop it.
Okay.
But they couldn't. We had already done, the press had begun to run. I closed office and I took off and went to the CBD. And nikaenda Dolce, kwa club.
Yes.
I was there up to morning, saa 11. So they looked for me at home. They looked everywhere. They could not get it. Mimi niko hapo kwa club najibamba. In the morning, They raided the Standard looking for us. They tried to buy all copies in the street.
She came to the newsroom herself, right?
No, that is not Kibaki. That is not Lucy.
Okay.
That's not Lucy.
Okay.
This they're trying now. That's when we have broken the story of Kibaki's Mary Wamboi.
All right.
So they tried to stop it from being published.
Okay.
The one that happened later,
yes,
is the one of Lucy when she went to the Nation.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Lucy went to Nation.
Okay, it was Nation.
When to demand that she went there on her own and tried to cause terror there, and then when she was Nation, she didn't go to the Standard.
Ah, okay. Sorry, I had
so
it.
Anyway, we did stuff like that.
Yes.
And you see that story after we broke the story of Mary Wamboi. Is when now Lucy became completely mad. And that's how she began pushing until she forced Kibaki to say he has only one wife. But the story went on like that. Of course, she became MP, and she was a great lady, nice. She's a good person.
We really need a Luhya president.
Like so the pressure continued piling on us at the Standard.
Yes.
Serikali imekasirika na sisi. Wenye gazeti wamekasirika na sisi because we were exposing them.
Yeah.
Eventually
became untenable.
The pressure began to push down the MD, Tom Mshindi, my friend.
Yeah.
They began to demand that we should leave.
Okay.
So one day, my MD calls me to the office in the afternoon and tells me, David, there are complaints about... But besides that, there were other stories which were really devastating. We had done another story which was, I think it hurt them. We published a story of how Coca-Cola was using mercenary tactics to suppress somebody. Mercenary, they almost could kill you if you do anything against Coca-Cola. So I said, why? So I followed the guy. Found the one guy who was in danger. The security guys were looking for him. And I bust that story. Coca-Cola was mad. Sunday paper came out. By 1 o'clock, all the adverts on KTN had been cancelled.
Okay.
On Monday, there was a board meeting about how Makali is causing us damage with these stories of investigations. So the pressure kept piling. So one day, my MD calls me in the afternoon and says, man, I knew he had been under pressure because he was called about, the paper was giving him trouble. They didn't know how to contain the Sunday.
Yes.
Because the stories you couldn't publish anywhere. They would land on the Sunday, they are running. Hakuna story. So he says, there's a bit of concern that you're not spending enough time on your work. And, he pulled out a contract from his desk that I had signed with Billy Bell to bring her for a concert in Nairobi. And he says, you see, people are even saying you're using company resources to do your private things. So I listened. I told him, I don't think this is the truth. And let's be honest. There is pressure on you to get me out of this. Si story. Friends.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
Don't bullshit me, man.
Yes. I know. And so I said, in fact, you can call Kwendo Panga, who was our group managing editor. He used to sit in my office. Is this one like this one? His is next. And I would labor Mazepak up to 10 o'clock before the paper goes to bed. While, of course, I was running my company, Sound Africa, which used to do, even before I came to the Standard, I was running Sound Africa, which is a music production and distribution company. And we used to do gigs at the Carnival every month, bring in artists like Idube, Brenda Fassi. Used to do those things like Inabila Bell every month. So I think somebody found something to hold on me.
Okay.
So I told Tom, let's not beat about the bush. I think it's obvious there's a lot of pressure on you because of what I'm doing with this paper. It's causing discomfort to some people. And let me make it easier for you. Instead of these arguments,
you fell on the sword.
Let me just exit so that I can leave you in peace because I'm giving you trouble. He said, fair enough.
If that's how you feel.
Yeah. Exactly. That's how you feel, you know.
I understand corporate fuckery.
Yes. And even as we were speaking,
Yes.
phones were ringing from the very guys the directors of the company who were asking him, "Mmemaliza kuna huyo jamaa?" You know, basically telling me, "Well, that guy, bwana, no. So anyway,
Yes.
I told him, let me make it easier for you.
Yes.
We came here together to do combat. When we came here, we said, you keep the directors off,
Yes.
manage them, as
Yes.
you leave us to do a professional job,
Yes.
which is why you brought us here. So, but now if it's not working, I'm okay exiting. Because I had my own things to go and do, and I don't want to compromise my independence.
Yes.
So I went down. He was on 7th floor, I think 9th or 7th. We were down, I&M building. So I came down, 2:00, went on my desk. I tapped my resignation right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, wait for it. So I typed it, I sent it up. He acknowledged, sent an email acknowledging, and given him 3 months exit notice, backdated to now. And within 1 hour, I was out of the Standard and going away. Just like that.
Oof.
So guys were like, what's wrong? No, I said, no. Me, I'm off. We're working on the paper for tomorrow. I said, no, you guys continue. I'll talk to you. I locked my office. I took my bag and went home. You know, to show the extent of the malice and how they had been waiting for it.
Yeah.
When I came back the next day to now clear from my desk and hand over, because we check out, you clear out, I found my key,
Your key card
access card, can't swipe.
Walikuwa shai-change tayari.
Washaifunga.
Yo.
The security guys told me they have instructions not to let me in. Imagine you have been managing editor of this newspaper and you're coming and the security guy tells you cannot access.
Because utafanya nini?
So I said, I wondered, why? I mean, you can just part amicably. I'm the one who had opted to go because I've told them, do what you can.
Yes.
And we tussle and they pay me millions because I was on contract.
Okay.
So I went. The next day I called my friend, Pamela Makotsi, who was on the Daily, the deputy on the Daily. I told her to pack my things from my desk and send them over. And
what year is this?
2005.
All right.
I was there for 2.5 years.
Okay.
So I left, and then within, so I went to do my stuff. Then within 4 weeks, 3 weeks or so, Raila Odinga gives me a call.
Ish, brother.
Says, David, let's meet. Alikuwa na Otieno Kajwang and somebody else. And William Ruto. So we meet at the Grand Regency Summit. What is the agenda? They want me to go and be the director of the referendum, the No campaign. The 2005 referendum, Machungwa na Ndizi.
Yes.
They were looking for somebody who can organize and run the secretariat for the campaign.
Okay.
So we discussed there. I told them, I'm cool to go and do it, but I don't want to be the director because I like hands-on things. Director is administration stuff and a lot of that, financial management. I didn't want to do that. So I said, I want to do operations. So I told them I'll deal with communications, strategy, and operations.
All right.
So I told them, get somebody who can be the executive director in charge of people and all these things. I saw they did. They called Janet Ongera, who William Ruto knew, and I think Joshua Kulei also knew. So they brought her in as the executive director, me as her deputy, to lead the No campaign, Orange No campaign. So we continued, sitting with all these guys, Uhuru Kenyatta was part of the team, Kalonzo Musyoka, Najib Balala, William Ruto, Raila Odinga. And then ourselves, plotting the referendum now with the rest of the people who are in the campaign. So we did a campaign. Tulichapa hiyo campaign kikamilifu. Tukatandika Kibaki na banana yao.
Checked the government.
Yeah. After we were done, And that's how we, so I know these politicians like the back of my hand because I've worked with them very closely.
Yes.
Whether it was in the time of the opposition with the Kina Kibaki, in the Kiorengo and whatnot, in the Kina Muite, in the opposition of Fungamano, or now on this side of the Orange campaign.
Yes.
And when I was at the Standard and throughout this time, we used to meet. I used to know during that Grand Coalition government, I would know everything that's going on in government because I used to meet with Baba. He would leave his work in the Prime Minister's office at night when I finished my kazi at 9 o'clock. We would meet in my office at College House. Tunapiga anaacha madere zake huko na gari kwa Inange Street. They drop him there na kuja College House first floor. We discuss what is going on within the government and the issues there and all manner of things. Paka saa 6, saa 7, he goes away, I go home. So when I publish stories, I'm speaking from first hand.
Okay.
Which many journalists will get stories from the streets. But, as a journalist, you must have sources that are
some network of sources.
Impeccable.
Yes.
You know it because the person who told you was in that cabinet meeting or is the one who is doing it and knows the progress, So tukaendelea namna hiyo, tukafanya referendum, tukamaliza. It was terrible because the referendum ended. Those guys left us with bills because I was handling communication. I was the one booking all the advertising and in the media. When the referendum ended, I had a bill pending of 7 million bob. 7 or 4 million. Yani tulishinda referendum hivi and no politician came back to the secretariat.
Yes.
Uko hapa hivi. Wako wanaenda kucelebrate, sisi tuko na stress. And then we closed office, they paid off staff, others went even without their allowances. Then the media house began pursuing me to pay the bills because I'm the one who booked the ads.
Mm-hmm.
You think I got any money? I had to go to look for money from Open Society. A friend of mine called Binaifa Nauroji, who had been the executive director of the Open Society East Africa Initiative. Open Society Initiative.
What about Baba? I mean, you guys are on...
Politicians, my friend, don't joke. They leave you with a bill there and they don't care. Tomorrow, once they have won the election, you think they'll pay the bill. They'll be gone. So imagine I had to raise funds to pay for the bills that had been left by the referendum campaign.
Yeah, we owe you this constitution, right?
What do you mean? I'm suffering from it.
Sorry.
So anyway, and I got a bit disappointed, but I didn't want to join politics, so I went back to my work.
Yes.
I said, now, after the referendum has been won, the guys go on. In Kisumu, they went to now celebratory rallies. And in one of those rallies, I think Najib Balala, it was in Kisumu or somewhere, I said, hii Orange inaweza kuwa pia chama. And that's how Orange
became a party.
Converted into Orange Democratic Movement
right.
with the whole team. But me, I didn't want to go along, so I went back to my work. So I went back to, again, restart the Media Institute because I realized we are not yet out of the woods.
It's not yet Uhuru, huh?
Yeah, so Media Institute phase 2, again, press freedom, democracy, human rights, publishing it afresh, back to a campaign. So I did like that a bit again until 2016, 2015 thereabouts. Now, IBC of Isaac Hassan was in trouble because they had done the 2013 elections, and you know what happened, the disputes and whatnot, and the election had been denounced as a free and unfree and fair, and the credibility of the Hassan team running the 2017 elections was in doubt.
Okay.
So the UNDP wanted to give them help to rebuild their credibility.
Mm-hmm.
So they looked for a consultant to support. So they recruited me. I was deployed there as a consultant advisor to the IBC. So I began working there, did stuff with Chiloba. Chiloba had just been appointed as CEO. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was the strategy advisor, communication advisor to the IBC during that time with Isaac Hassan as chair. If you read the Isaac Hassan's book, something of a dirty game, politics or whatever. He did a very nice book, Memories. He has spent some page there talking about the work I did with them. So I went there, and as usual with my, my style, I tell it as it is. And I told them as it is.
How kwenda kusanitize?
I told them as it is, and I tried to help them. And I told them there is no way you guys are going to hold the next elections. A new team will have to conduct the 2017 elections. So I gave them advisories, a series of them. I tabled them among the commissioners, and I told them the scenarios they had, the options: quit, compromise, or be fired. And I told them to prepare to exit with a package, because there was no way they would conduct the 2017 elections, because it would be worse than 2013. And because the opposition was not going to accept it.
Yes.
That's when they began doing mandamano Mondays at anniversary towers. So tulikuwa tunaangalia chini, wanaambia you guys, the hour. Eventually, something, okay, so I was, because of my networks, I would be helping IBC to stabilize, to rebuild their credibility, but also because they had challenges of just communication nature. Because they were doing a great job, but some of the things were not known. So image ilikuwa imeharibika. People just knew these guys have been compromised. They are So I used to meet politicians, try and engage them on what the politicians want, so these guys can respond. So a couple of times I went to see Raila at his house in Karen, because he was principally opposed to this team. Hassan would be called. The politics of elections in this country, man, is a mess. Anyway, read that book by Isaac Hassan.
I'll try to look it up.
He tells his story of politics of betrayal and how it's a dirty game. They were accused of all manner of things, some of them which were never true. And at times I found the media was unfair. So I just think they didn't have good media relations and didn't know how to handle the media or to get their story told.
Okay.
So the things that was helping them to get around. So anyway, at some point, I got a bit bored with the whole thing, because also there was politics in there with the old people who are there. You've come in as a fresh broom, but you don't find leg room to do what you were supposed to do.
Yeah.
Then one day, I called Ababu na Mwamba. I told him, we need to change the politics of this country. And you are a young politician with promise. Ababu was a star.
Yes, rising star.
Secretary General of ODM.
Yes.
Sifuna is in his footsteps in terms of prominence and articulation and just the drive. So I told Ababu, let's meet, and can we re-engineer our politics in Western Kenya, for example, and get a new brand and a renaissance of the Luhya dream. So we sat. Ababu said, this is it, man. I'm going to assemble people. Let me think about it. And then we meet again and see who is of like mind. So in fact, didn't finish a week. On the fourth day, he called me and told me, let's meet. We met in Kileleshwa in some joint. We strategized again. He came with another MP from Coast. Soon there were all these politicians. We began meeting at Kilimani Apple, the meeting joint Apple behind the Kilimani Apple and Nairobi area. We began meeting many politicians, up to 11, 14 MPs in sitting. Tuoma Hawa, Njendi,
This is which year?
2016.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, 2016. At that time,
yes,
Ababu had decided he wants to move out of ODM because they had shafted him. He had crossed with the ODM fraternity and they had removed him as Secretary General.
Had they shafted him though?
I think he had screwed up because people say when he was SG,
yes,
he did certain things, and when he became the chair of the PAC in Parliament. And I think he mishandled certain things or did some things wrong.
Yes.
And he was removed. So a lot of things went on and he was in the bad books of ODM.
Yes.
So he wanted out and they couldn't work with Baba. So I said, let's work on something. So we began working, meeting with these politicians, that place. Now we would meet with these politicians, all of them are in ODM. I am not a politician. I'm a strategist and communications person. We're looking for a party to adopt to do this. Eventually, anyway, they settled on making me the SG of that party because they were still in other parties. None of them wanted to bring their head out because they'll be punished by their parties.
What party now?
ODM.
Okay. No, like what party did they make?
So we were looking for a party which would rebrand and make it the vehicle that would turn now Western politics.
Yes.
Young, vibrant, Luhya Renaissance.
Yes.
The kind of thing that George Natembeya is doing.
Yes.
So we began looking for parties. I did all the sped work, looked for parties, negotiated with which, and eventually we said, now we are going to settle on a party that is from home already, which was Labour Party of Julia Ojambo. She made it available.
Yes.
And she was on board also. So we decided to rebrand it. Man, in the countdown, so we would be meeting there, since tunafanya kazi, in the evening, those politicians are called to State House. Wanatuacha hapo and they cross to State House, just opposite.
Yes.
Akina wako. This whole bunch of guys.
Whose idea was this colors?
You see?
Yes.
That picture I think
I can
was
see when
taken.
Ababu has the shoes to go in the shirt.
We were on the move, bro. We were on the move, bro.
Director, make sure I get my picture. I went to this picture, I laughed.
Where did you get this from, man? It must be on the net somewhere.
Yes.
This picture was taken in Mombasa. We had gone to, as we were taking the party out after launching,
yes,
we were in Mombasa. We had done a tour of Mombasa.
Yeah, right.
We were stoned huko bana. Tulichapa huko Bangla. We went to a church, and then when we were coming out, guy said we must give them money. The way politicians are surrounded. Yeah. Hey, man, they blocked us and we couldn't get out of there. Hey, that day, I don't remember. And then, of course, the media was very happy. I think, anyway, some opponents paid those young chaps.
Okay.
No, we were victims of it to make sure we don't get out of it. Because we were causing trouble. We were revolutionaries trying to change leadership, including in areas where MPs were not happy with us.
Okay.
So, anyway, we got back. So, they eventually made me the SG of the party. But you know what? On the day we were going to relaunch the party with new colors, rebranded and all that, all those politicians did not show up. It was left me and Ababu to go and relaunch the Labour Party
Julia kukuja?
At Mamba Village in Nairobi. Julia was there. Okay. But Julia was not a sitting MP.
Okay.
She's the one of the party. She's been the party leader since its formation.
All right.
So she had agreed to stand down, bring new blood so the party can go on
young men do
power.
it.
Yes. Can you imagine those MPs, all of them didn't show up. 13 MPs who are with us. So tukalaunch your chama and we said we are going to go on anyway. So we began hitting the road. We went to Busia, which is Ndababu's bedrock.
Tough. Yes.
Akino Tuoma were with us, all those guys. We did rallies. We began doing now outreach. We came to Bungoma. We beat road shows. We went to Mombasa. We were doing stuff. Now we wanted to reconstitute the party, change the executive, NEC, do a national delegates conference and so on. One day, we began discussing, where do we take our energy? There was Jubilee and there was NASA. I went and sat with Mudavadi twice in Riverside. I told him, all this work we are doing in the Labour Party and the rebranding and the work we want to do in Western to revive our dreams is with the hope that you're going to run for president. So we will back you. But Ibidi, very nice guy, listens and says, yes, David, I know you are genuine and you're honest, but Ababu is not. That Ababu is not with you. What you're telling me is not true because I know Ababu is with those people. No, those people meant Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto, who were Jubilee.
Man.
At that time, Jubilee was trying to merge all these parties, New Ford Kenya. There were about 7 parties which were to be merged and form one coalition. Because Jubilee at that time was TNA and URP.
Yes. Yes.
So they wanted to bring other parties.
Yes.
So they formed the Jubilee coalition. This side, I went to meet Mudavadi. ANC, he was running ANC.
Yes.
It was in trouble. So he had brought in new guys, he was rebranding it. And he was forming that thing called NASA. It was his idea.
NASA.
Yeah. So I saw him before it grew.
Yes.
I told him, before you move to involve other people, solidify, build this NASA to be something that others come to and they find you are moving. Other parties wanted to join it. MDG, that Labour Party. But Mudavadi was always slow to take up ideas and implement. So he told me, I don't believe Ababu is genuine. I told him, no. Ababu, I'm with him every day. Everybody tells me, where are you going to Ababu? And I'm, but what's wrong with the Ababu? I search myself. What's wrong with the Ababu? Maybe there's something I don't know. I'm fighting for this guy. I'm defending him against everybody saying negative things. And I believe this is the guy we're going to change this town with. But people are telling me, wewe unajua Ababu. So I'm wondering, what's the problem? Those guys who are saying it have been with him in parliament. They are in ODM. You know, Akina Rachel Shebesh. So one day on the way from Nairobi, coming up country, I landed in Kisumu. We were on the same flight with Rachel. I told Rachel, Bana, we are struggling with our thing, but we're going, how are you doing? Rachel pulled me aside and told me, what do you mean, David? But we have given Ababu money. You guys thought you were able to run your things. I said, I've not seen a penny. Because we were raising funds to do our activities from our pockets. When we come on a tour roadshow in Bungoma, I'm the one footing my bills, everybody does.
So when she says we've given Ababu Amamba money, it's as who? As the ODM or
No, she now Rachel was in Jubilee.
Okay. Oh, she was in Jubilee then?
Yes.
Okay.
So when I met Mudavadi was telling me, Ababu is in Jubilee.
Oh, snap.
Me, I'm telling him, no. We want to support NASA and we hope you're going to run for president.
Yes.
Kumbe Mudavadi maybe knows something I don't know.
Oh, he knew.
So eventually, anyway, we agreed with Mudavadi. I go up country. He had his team, they had met for the first time or the second time. The NASA idea was just coming together. So they come that week. I joined them so we concretize it and see where to take it. That Tuesday I came, that he had told me the meeting would happen. Kina Kibisu Kabatese, nobody showed up. So I said, I think Mudavadi is not serious. So we continued with our thing.
Did you ever ask him, Ababu?
Yes. And now the climax is just about to come.
Okay.
So we met as the party executive and said, which side of this coalition do we need to take our movement? Do we take it to Jubilee or do we take it to NASA?
Okay.
Because a week after that, Mudavadi went to meet Raila, ODM, and Kina Raila took up their concept and they owned NASA. Mudavadi became a principal in NASA. So we agreed we go home one weekend. We come after 1 week, all of us in the Labour Party. I go and consult on the NASA side whether there is accommodation for us. Ababu does not want to go to NASA because he differed with Raila and he doesn't want to go back there. He wants to go to Jubilee. Mimi, I'm saying Western cannot be in Jubilee.
Yes.
And indeed, we were never in Jubilee.
Yes.
So eventually, we say, let's meet on Wednesday after consultations. Then we come and make a decision which coalition we'll work with. I met with Ababu at Members Club here. He had come from Busia on a Tuesday. On a Monday.
Okay.
We discussed. Ababu goes back to Nairobi. Our next meeting is on Wednesday. Ababu goes on Monday. Me, I go on Tuesday morning. Kisumu, I take my flight in the evening. I land in Nairobi. See, the neck is supposed to be on Wednesday. But nafika Nairobi, kufungua simu hivi, just that flight of a few minutes. Kumbe news is already out. Makali removed as Secretary General of Labour Party. Just like that. We are here, we are discussing, let's go, the meeting is on Wednesday, you go. You go ahead of me. Me, I'm coming on the day, in the evening, so we have the NEC meeting the afternoon of Wednesday.
Time tukiwa kwa hewa.
Nikiwa kwa hewa hivi.
When you cannot
mabadiliko inafanyika. Na land hivi masimu zimepigwa. Guys, all over, I open social media. Makali removed as SG. Oh, Ababu's view, what not. I try to call Ababu, Mteja. I call Julia, Mteja. I call all my party colleagues, Mteja. Nobody's picking my phone. Man, politics is full of betrayal.
Now, are you, at this point, are you trying to vie for the Bungoma senatorial seat, or
at that time,
Bado?
At that time, not yet. But now I'm on the way to, because now we have set up a party. Yes. I'm preparing to run. This is like November 2016.
Okay.
This is November 2016.
All right.
So we were supposed to finalize, we begin campaigning for 2017.
Yes.
So people told me, but what are you still doing with that? But we told you Ababu will mess you up. I said, no. By the way, exactly that's how it happened. So they removed me because I was not supportive of working with Jubilee. And Ababu had put all those guys on his side, most of them. I was left alone with two other guys who were thinking we should go to NASA. So instead of just overruling me and democratically, we decided that we're going this way. They thought I was being stubborn, remove me. And then they began a mudslinging campaign.
With your CV in the press, now.
Makali dethroned. Now, me, I'm just a newbie coming into politics with my clean record as a professional. Now look at what is happening. My name now is in the negatives. Yes. Politics is messing me up. Mad. So anyway, we began the fights.
Yes.
I said that was unprocedure because, of course, they hadn't followed any procedures.
Yes. Because
if they want to remove the Secretary General, any official, you write them a show cause later. You summon them to appear before a disciplinary committee or a dispute resolution mechanism, and then you proceed to make a resolution to remove him.
Yes.
Nothing has been done. They have removed me kikangaroo. So, of course, I didn't take that lying law. So I filed with the Registrar of Political Parties not to change the officials. It was sent to the Political Parties Tribunal for resolution.
Why did you decide to fight it, though?
I mean, first of all,
you don't suffer injustice.
Out of principle.
Yes.
And that is gross injustice. I had done nothing to merit that kind of treatment. Two, the party procedures and constitution had been breached.
All right.
Clearly. So I just wanted to make it straight. So anyway, we went to the tribunal. I had Ababu. I was reinstated. Ababu could not become party leader of Labour Party because he was still an MP of ODM. So he couldn't quit. So he was only a party leader in name, but not on record.
Yes.
But I was SG on record under the registrar.
Okay.
So nikaona tukapishana yeye nimemtoa nini. Guys began telling me, David, you're wasting time with these things. You proceed to run because the objective was to run. So at that time too, in November there, I decided let me just quit the party altogether and leave them with the shenanigans in Labour Party because Ososi called me from ANC and Mudavadi called me and told me, David, come.
So you actually vied on ANC?
Yes.
All right.
So I went to ANC, they gave me the ticket, and Mudavadi told me in his office, go and take charge of Bungoma County. Even the officials here, Kilawaliawola guys of ANC here, had pushed him and said, David, be our candidate for Senate. And that time, ANC was strong on the ground. By the way, it was almost running ODM out of Bungoma.
Yeah.
So I was to come and take that leadership. But that was the beginning of the end of ANC in Bungoma.
Okay.
Because after Mudavadi gave me the ticket to run for Senate and told me to lead the team here, I came down. Not a single day did we meet with Mudavadi until the election. Then things changed. Weta, who had now joined the NASA as a principal, decided he's coming to defend his seat as senator. 3 months to the election. Oof. After I had been doing sped work on ANC. Then Mudavadi keeps telling me, now your brother here says he wants to run. I told him, Chief, you are in the summit. You, Kalonzo, Raila are not running. Raila is the presidential candidate. All of you guys in the NIA are not running. You are supporting the candidate for other positions in the cabinet. Why is Weta running? Defending his Senate seat. And yet he's a co-principal. Mudavadi can't pull that to the table for them to resolve. Akatuacha kwa mataa. So they would come here. Mudavadi became the chief campaigner for Raila, the NASA ticket. Mm-hmm. Weta came to defend his Senate seat. Weta took Bungoma as his best because he's a member of the coalition.
Yes.
So the principal party here is Ford Kenya. So Mudavadi would come here, he can't even meet his candidates. He leaves us. Not a ngepa, not a t-shirt. We ran that election like orphans. Baba comes around, he says, now David, let's come, just let's support Weta this one time. You have been my man for a long time. We have been Yeah. So just, let's support him this last time, Nini.
Yes.
I told him, Baba, Sasa, it's too much. I've done the spade work here for 6 months, 8 months. And then I drop out 3 months election because of coalition. We have to fill one candidate. I said no. So we ran all the way up to the elections. They would come out to poster ground here. They say NASA coalition members should run. Even Bonnie Wayne ran on ODM under NASA. I ran on ANC under NASA. Weta ran on Ford Kenya under NASA. And then, because I'd been buddies with the Lusaka, and I almost ran on Jubilee, but there was no chemistry between me and Jubilee because I just didn't believe in that kind of thing, So I never wanted to work with the Jubilee side. I wanted to remain within the opposition ranks, because that's where my history is. So I abandoned Lusaka. I said, you run for governor he was on New Ford Kenya, to run now on Jubilee. Mukwana came now to step into my position around Lusaka to run for Senate.
Okay.
So we were 4 candidates. Weta beat us hands down.
Yeah.
I think got like 200 and something votes. I got 55,000 votes or something. Mukwana, I think 50 something. But that was a good show because we were not supported. I was alone. I mean, the fact that I could garner for 55,000 votes or thereabouts, with my little capacity, one man, against the NASA people, Weta and the Baba and whatnot, to me was a good attempt. But I decided that was the last time I was going to run for Senate, for politics.
For an elective position.
Yeah. Because of the treachery of politics, dishonesty, betrayal. People are not honest in politics a lot of time.
What is the one thing that you thought you knew going into politics, but when you fika ground ukajua even ndio inakuanga?
I'm a person of ideas.
All right.
And I believe in certain things, in justice, in democracy, in freedom, in the right things, and ideas.
Yes.
I realize that's not what you do in politics, man.
Yeah.
When you get there, it's about loyalty. It's about affiliation.
Loyal and fidelity to the party.
And fidelity to the party and the leader.
Yes.
And above all, chapa.
Oh, yes.
This politics is nothing but money. You just spend. I mean, everybody who comes to you is an expense.
Yes.
And I realized I didn't have the resources to sustain myself in politics unless I become corrupt and begin looking for money through other means to sustain politics.
Yes.
That's why our politics cannot be clean, because it's about money, and the source of that money is never an issue, and people do anything and everything to get money to get into politics. So if you look around, the people who are getting into politics are not necessarily, and winning elections, are not necessarily the best. It's those who have money. And the source of that money, most of the time, is dubious.
Yes.
So you must join them because you can't beat them.
Yeah.
Or you don't join them at all and you quit politics. So locally, I decided I'm not going to run politics. I'll do national stuff. I'll do political stuff. I'll work strategy. I'll do support politicians. My political positions will not be by election. They'll be by appointment.
Okay.
Because I want to commit and dedicate myself to supporting ideas I believe in.
Okay.
Because I may not have the money to actualize them on my own.
All right.
But it's a tough journey. So right now, what I want to do is support ideas and political movements that I think mean well for the country or for a region and area.
You bring out an aspect of politics of tokenism. Huh? It's a topic that has been discussed here severally, and with your background and even experience, you're best suited to commentate on it too.
Yes.
I am of the imagination that for lack of a better villain,
Yes.
let's just label it as the political class.
Yes.
I would wager that the political class set up this animal that, let us call it, politics of tokenism.
Yes.
And yes, in as much as it has gone to the extent of even cannibalizing itself or the entire shebang,
Yes.
but I am of the thought that they have set it up like that so that we keep running to them, and it is such an inefficient system that eventually benefits them.
Yes.
Because if the population is disenfranchised and running for handouts, it can be managed. A population that is that is empowered cannot.
Yeah.
And they'll stand up for their rights and they will not accept shenanigans. I don't know. What would you say?
That is the truth, Joel. You know, the politicians must keep you vulnerable to perpetuate their tenure.
All right.
So they are not going to do things. Common politicians. There's a difference between politicians and leaders, because leaders want to empower people.
Yes.
Politicians want to exploit them.
Yes.
For their welfare and perpetuity.
Mm.
And what we have around mostly are politicians, because they only mind about how they can continue to dominate the people. So anything they will do will be to the extent that it keeps you right there, dependent on them.
Yes.
And they sustain you, and you are forever thankful.
Mm.
And if they give you anything, it's not to take you out of your condition for good.
Yes.
Because they want that dependency to continue.
Mm.
And hence the tokenism. So they'll give you things, you think you are rewarded.
Yes.
You think you are considered, your interests are taken care of. But it's never that deep. It's shallow, it's skin deep.
Yes.
And the relationship between ordinary politicians and their electorate is one of user. It's basically a user relationship because...
And an abusive one, actually.
Yeah, it's actually also fairly abusive. But that's only one side of the coin. Because also the electorate, the public, has come to that point where it wants to exploit the politician.
Yes. So hence the cannibalization.
Yes. So now they have made politics impossible to practice.
Yes.
Because the politician wants to use the capacity they have to manipulate the electorate.
Yes.
And the electorate wants to exploit the politician because now it's commercial.
Yes.
Politics is transaction.
Fanye biashara sasa.
Give me your vote. I give you some money, give me a vote.
Yes.
The politician knows he bought that vote.
Mm-hmm.
So he will do everything to benefit from that transaction because it cost him to get here.
Yes.
If we made it cost-free or less expensive, maybe we would begin then to engage in a more civil and less dirty politics, because money will not be the factor that decides who wins elections or who becomes our leader. How do we get there?
You've been part of this conversation, this very similar conversation a lot of times. Do you think there is a future where we hit a reset of sorts?
There is, man. There is. You know, and the people who can liberate us are people who get the status of icons.
All right.
You see, Raila Odinga Baba was an icon.
Yes.
He never paid anybody to vote for him. He had crossed that state.
Yes.
People adored him. He became an icon. They would do anything for him. In fact, if people said Baba is about to die, or can somebody stand in to die instead of Baba, there would have been volunteers.
Okay, for sure.
Because they believed in him.
Yes.
Once you get there, you can fix these problems of politics I'm talking about. Because you don't need to buy the electorate. You now need to serve them. Make their welfare better. Unfortunately, I don't know whether it is the fabric that a politician is made of or what, but once they get in that position of advantage, they want to exploit more.
Yes.
Instead of reciprocating the goodwill of the people
Yes.
to protect them and develop them, they continue to exploit them. So you find politicians who have enough will still want to accumulate more. I think it's human nature, human greed,
Yes.
accumulation, which is unmanageable in our system.
Yeah.
But I think this is mainly a problem in Africa. Because other countries in the West under the jurisdictions have overcome this, this relationship of exploitation, using public space or office to exploit your society.
Yes.
You should pay back because that position you are given in society
Yes.
is an honor to lead a people. So you should plow back, should reciprocate that by giving them the best and leading them to prosperity and development, not keeping them down. Maybe they try. Because, tell you the truth, public office is not easy because of the nature of the citizens. The poverty drives them to demand things from the politician.
Yes.
The politician may not have enough means to sustain them. So the politician naturally looks for means to sustain himself and his politics. So it's a vicious cycle. Which is, I don't know where we can terminate it. But we can terminate it if we get real champions. And I've seen some people in the political arena who can give us that hope if we encourage them and prop them up. They're there. I have had engagements with CJ Maraga.
Okay.
He came around, we met.
When he came to Bungoma?
Yes, he came. We met. And he asked me whether I can give him a hand in his bid. I will support Maraga anytime. But he has a lot of work to do in terms of infrastructure, campaign and political infrastructure.
Yes.
And 2, resources that can enable him to take a serious stab at the presidency.
Yes.
It can be done. He just needs to get that done. But in terms of the moral fiber,
he has it.
We need somebody like David Maraga for president.
The criticism to his candidature is that he's a boardroom candidate.
Yes, you see, people are looking at how bad a politician he is. He has no money. He doesn't know how to speak politically. He has no networks. He doesn't have this and that.
Yes.
But then looking at what virtues does he bring to the office, the high seat, which is what we should adore and raise. We need a man who has no corruption, a man who is moral, a man who does not have greed for accumulation, because there's no evidence in his track record of that. Are there enough Kenyans who can volunteer to give Maraga support because they don't need anything from him?
Yes.
Are we de-ethnicized enough to say this is the character we need? Because he has demonstrated by principle, by nullifying presidential elections, by his conduct when he was under threat and being fought by the system to remove him. And he's a simple man who believes in God. If we could get a man like that who we can surround, or a man of a consistency such as Okiya Omtata, he has demonstrated the fight for public good.
Yes.
Maybe if he gets into office, he'll also be corrupted, because power corrupts.
Yes. If it's absolute, yes.
Yeah. Can we get a man like that? Can we sacrifice demands on the leaders people who are trying to seek leadership and say, let's look at their profile?
These are leaders. The gentlemen you're mentioning are rising on the tide of the Gen Z movement. Huh? It's more or less, they've been propped up by the Gen Z movement from hear me
I
out.
disagree, but go ahead.
Hear me out. Huh?
Yes.
So when the Gen Zs were looking for like, who can we elevate, who can ride this wave that our aggression,
yes.
who can ride this wave and
yes.
become a candidate that we can coalesce around and take to State House.
Yes.
The names, I was on the interwebs and I could see the names that were being thrown around, and people discredited Matiang'i. They were like Alonzo, Akuna, Nini.
Yes,
These are legacy politicians.
Yes.
And some of the names that actually stood out were Okiya Mtata, and even when you see the posters that are being done, they were either putting Maraga and Okiya Mtata there as the deputy.
Yes.
You know, that's the conversation that was happening among the Gen Zs and some of the millennials, right?
Yes.
But now, if even these by-elections were anything to go by, the Gen Zs did not even participate.
Yeah.
They have not registered as voters. So now it also begs the question,
yes.
if this is the constituent that these politicians are banking on, because the other people will vote for, they'll be ethnicized and they'll vote along those lines. So if these two gentlemen, and I'm also I'm of that opinion too. I'm drawn to that kind of politics, but how practical is it? You know, from this side of the conversation, I have to ask that question.
I think it's possible, yeah?
Yes.
Joel, you know, it takes initiative and one man and another to form a movement.
Yes.
Maraga has raised his hand and said, I am here. Take me. I will run.
Sure.
It just needs enough voices to galvanize a movement in his support. It's that he has not established sufficient ground networks to be able to take off in that direction. But the potential is there. And with a bit of resources, if there are enough men of goodwill standing with him, it can be done. The people who put a lot of money into politics, because politicians and politics is funded by stakeholders, interested parties, people with vested interests.
Yes.
It could be countries supporting something because they want to have a relationship or extract something from here. It could be business cartels or conglomerates that have a stake they want to protect or want to exploit. Why can't they adopt him and fund him? Because he is a viable candidate. This is different from funding somebody who has no prospects. But Maraga has shown that he's a man who can be relied on. He's a man who has principle. Why not?
I think for a Maraga presidency to suffice,
yes,
and for it to remain of integrity, it has to be a people-funded presidency. If any institution, if any organization, if any type of person comes forth and funds anything, those will be the stakeholders or shareholders, as Mr. Rigiji keeps saying, and they'll want to control his presidency.
But
you don't have autonomy.
But where? Let me ask you, Joel. Where have we ever seen a people? Politics is always funded by interests.
Yes,
that's true.
Yes.
No. And because it's not easy to mobilize the general public support, you need frameworks, institutions, benchmarks that generate the resources that fund elections. He has tried, because I saw they put out
a pay
bill number.
Yes.
I don't know how many people have come forward. Now, even that pay bill number,
it's not doing so well.
I wouldn't think it would be doing well.
Yes.
First, a lot of people may not be aware of it. Two, people are still skeptical. until it becomes a huge movement, like the way the Gen Zs did. Yes. And if the Gen Zs want him to be president, they can make him president.
Yes.
By just saying every week, every day or every week, put 20 shillings or 100 shillings every week into the...
But register first as voters, then we can do the money.
No, that is second step.
Okay.
First, you have the money.
All right.
Then the candidate have the money because logistics require money.
Okay.
Then they can now go on another tangent and say, now register to make that real. But first, let them give him the resources if they believe he's a good man to deserves their support.
Yes.
Because even those who may not register, who may not vote, can still support him.
Yes.
Even people who are not of voting age can support Maraga if they just adore him, if he's an icon.
Yes.
So sources of money first, then registration. Because once you have money, you can even fight for the votes of those who are already registered. Leave alone the ones who are not registered.
Yes.
What is the problem with the converting registered voters to vote for Maraga? They should. Because Maraga, just like anybody else, deserves their vote. But maybe we talk too much about Maraga. Why don't we talk about Rigiji? Isn't he a good candidate, sir?
Why would you do me like that, man? Why would you do me like that? Why would you do me like that?
Okay, leave alone Maraga. Rigiji is controversial. And the government is helping to become controversial. And Rigiji could become president of Kenya if the Supreme Court nullifies the impeachment.
Yes.
Because I believe if I was a Supreme Court judge, I would find enough reason to nullify that impeachment. Not because I like Rigiji or is any darling of anything. The process that was used was absolutely horrendous, unacceptable, and against public policy. Because justice was not done in that case. Everything was bent, folded, broken to achieve a certain objective of removing a man from office.
Yes.
You gazette a notice at night for somebody to be sworn in tomorrow. I mean, what nonsense is that? And the Kenyans looked at that happening and we went on with life.
Yeah.
That injustice should never stand. If for nothing, the Supreme Court should throw out that impeachment. We can deny Rigiji power through other means, through the ballot.
Yes.
But not through such, choreographed impeachments. We have set a very dangerous precedent.
Yeah, hate or love the man.
Yeah, justice must be done.
Give him his justice.
Otherwise, we set a very dangerous precedent that anybody can just be removed from office and we close our eyes.
Yeah.
So on that basis alone, I don't support the impeachment. I don't think the impeachment was right. There might have been merit.
Yes.
Although I even still doubt there was merit.
Okay.
But the process itself was impeachable.
Okay.
Yeah. So we talk about Rigiji, we talk about Okia Mtata. Okia, great guy, no resources. Kalonzo, great guy, no ideas.
Ouch.
Matiang'i, great guy, too strong-headed.
Rivayala. That's the question that always comes.
And very bad. There's a bad. Well, his name has got a few things he needs to explain.
He's tried to explain himself out of that one.
I have known Matiang'i for a very long time.
Yeah.
We were doing consultancies with Matiang'i before he became CS, before he joined government. When he was working for New York State University as the consultant and the representative in Kenya doing a parliamentary program with the Kenyan parliament. That's how he met and worked with all these MPs and with Kina Uhuru. And even when he became cabinet secretary for information and broadcasting, Matiang'i called me and Barack Muluka and gave us an assignment to draft the government communication policy. When we began doing the first step, we were recalled. State House had changed its plan. They didn't need it. But then after that, he became somebody else. By the time he was leaving government, Matiang'i would not take my course.
You were unable to recognize the man.
He wouldn't even take my course. So politics is a bad thing.
Yes.
Anyway, those are my friends. We say these things in open because there's nothing personal.
Yes.
We all make mistakes.
Yes.
Public office is not easy.
Yes.
The challenges are many, expectations are a lot.
Yeah.
So sometimes I sympathize.
There's one thing I would like you to comment on now before we start our winding down protocol. This is going to be one hell of a long conversation. Your story was interesting. I threw away my script. Whoa. I was like, this one doesn't want to scare you. You were saying,
any story too?
You were saying things that that I was not able to find in my walk around the internet trying to prepare for this conversation with you.
Yes.
They're not easily available. And then you abandoned your social media. So
you can't trust me anymore. I'm on the run.
So some of these things you've brought up are pretty new. So I just decided, let me go with you on this story, wherever you take me.
No problem.
Now, I saw a story where KTN, I think, had done a story, and I think I picked it up off your Twitter, where they were saying the State House is spending at least 200 million per day in what was the name? In the
empowerment and all this.
Not even empowerments. Delegations to State House.
Yeah.
People going to the State House for like the other day when teachers went and they were given 10,000 shillings each, and
sad,
and roughly to the tune of 1.1 to 1.5 billion a month.
It is sad.
Do you have any comment on this issue?
I think President William Ruto ought to do some soul searching.
Okay.
He took office on the promise of change from the corruption cartels, from state capture of institutions. But in fact, he has intensified all those problems.
Yes.
How? In fact, I think the biggest problem we have in this country now in terms of expenditure, misuse of resources, it is the presidency.
Yes, big time.
It's the presidency. Ruto must know he is the problem in Kenya. He's messing us up. The resources that he's using to keep himself in power or to endear himself to the people are disproportionate.
Astronomical, actually, yes.
In the last budget you just mentioned out, an extra supplementary 7-point-something billion was added to the State House.
Yes, I saw that.
Well, that money could find a better use if we had a president who is laid back and just lets people do their work and is loved by the people and is doing his work.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I've never seen, maybe you can compare it with the Moi era. But there is no presidency that has been as expensive to Kenyans as Ruto's presidency.
Moi was doing a very interesting. He was giving us things like Maziwa,
Okay, Moi had these populist things he was doing.
Yes.
But also Moi and Ruto are in the same WhatsApp group.
Yes, the lock and step actually is.
Of politicians on the road at our expense.
Yes, always and ever.
Always on the road. They are controlling, they're domineering, they want to micromanage things, yet they have appointed people who can do those things they are doing at a quarter of the cost that they are doing them themselves. If you look at the economy, I mean, around State House, you will refuse to pay taxes. Because why pay taxes for some people to misuse them that way in our face? All over the country, the president comes to open small things which the county commissioner can do. He goes to functions, he's in huge convoys, all of them guzzlers. Every day he's spending money that people can use on development. And then he's committing us to more loans, which he said he won't do when he took office. Kibaki will always be our darling because he said, let's live within our means.
Yes.
There are other things you can fault him, but he tried to first live within our means, cut on our debt, and then avail resources and allow people who he has appointed to office to work.
I mean, he borrowed, but at least
we
could see where the money was going and some of the things it was doing.
So it is sad, but I think, again, the problem is our inability to hold those we have appointed to office to account.
Yes.
And that's why Parliament is the worst disappointment. Last Parliament, as well as this one, collectively, they have failed Kenyans. Because in the Uhuru administration too, the cooperation between the opposition led by Baba and Uhuru really ended up castrating Parliament. MPs could not do their work because they had to be panel beaten into positions.
Yes.
They would be called to State House and issued instructions on how to vote, even when it's against their own conscience and reasoning.
Yes.
We've come into another regime which is now again forcing people and MPs into a certain line, even when it doesn't make sense, because of this broad-based business.
Yeah.
It's regrettable. I hope, and I don't know how we can arrest it, but these corporations that are formed in the guise of stabilizing the country or, national unity are a hoax. Because then they become the cover under which a lot of things are happening that are undermining our national development.
All right.
We hope the next Parliament and the next leadership of this country will at least take a different trajectory. Whoever I'll support must demonstrate that.
And we hope he wins.
And I hope Kenyans will see through all these things.
Yes.
Look at these empowerment things they're doing.
Oh, man.
We have left government programs that are budgeted for. You're going to run another operation outside government.
Yes.
Whose funding is totally
It's unclear. Yes.
Man, this is criminal.
It's political thuggery, man.
It's
Anyway,
terrible.
so as part of our winding down, there was a bunch of questions there, but I'll go to the ones that I think I believe you have a lot of context. So I'll try ask the ones that have a slightly more narrow context to them.
Okay.
Because the other ones I will have to do a phase 2 of this conversation. We are trying to keep it sub 3 hours. You're likely to be the first candidate to hit us to 3 hours.
Jesus.
Wafula Buke did 2 hours 46 minutes.
That man has a lot of stories, man.
And I really tried to arrest the conversation. But now, what would you reckon is your biggest regret in this very adventurous journey of yours?
That is interesting. I think I don't have a lot of regrets, actually, because I decide on the things I do.
Yes.
Sometimes they may turn out successful, sometimes unsuccessful.
Yes.
I don't condemn myself for things I have said or done.
Okay.
Because they normally flow from a deep conviction.
Yes.
And I believe in them.
All right.
And I can defend them, and I can defend them anytime.
Okay.
Because I don't do anything at the behest of anybody, especially political. No. You're not going to send me, or you're not going to task me to do things that I don't believe to be right, and I do them. I'll most likely tell you, no, this one I don't think is right. Ask somebody else, or just don't do it. But if I do it, I believe it's right. Maybe the thing I can say I regret to some extent is voting for William Ruto.
All right.
In the last election.
You did?
I voted for William Ruto, and it's public knowledge. I was consulting, engaging. We were consulting each other in the teams that he was working with. And people like Professor Edward Kisiangani, we were always on phone for 1 hour, 2 hours in the back end. I was not in his teams officially, but I was always being engaged by his teams.
But this is not this picture, right? It's not this picture.
This picture
yes,
was in 2016.
Okay.
I think.
Because you look slightly more chubbier here. So
it is not even 2016. Yes. That picture is in long ago, 2013. It's after 2013 elections.
Yes, you guys look very young.
We had been together from the referendum campaign, so we were still buddies. I've known William for a while, actually.
Okay.
He had come that time, and I think even at my behest, to the celebration of John's election as Speaker, my brother John, as Speaker of the County Assembly.
Our current MP,
So
right?
that picture was taken at Mukoma, St. Peter's.
Oh, this was in Bungoma?
Yes, St. Peter's. We were just welcoming him after they had won the 2013 elections. So he had come for a congratulatory or celebratory tour in Busia. I think one MP was hosting him there. And then he came to that celebration we were having for John, who had been elected Speaker of the County Assembly. And of course, those were people I had been working with. So I was like welcoming him home. I don't know why that picture is available online.
I also have my network and
I should
sources.
show him that picture and tell him, "Bana, you, my friend." You know, by the way,
Yes.
I know William Ruto quite well.
Yes.
I've not worked with him. When we were doing the referendum in 2005,
Yes.
they were the principals, Raila, Uhuru, Balala, I think Joseph Nyaga, and Kalonzo. That was the team. And I worked with them very closely because we would sit like this. I would drafting the statements for the next day, press conference. We'd be planning communication things, planning the itinerary, the rallies will be here and there, and then we go where. We came with akina Ababu Chwele, tukapigwa mawe, nini. So I know William very well, and that time William was the spokesman of the Orange campaign. So they would meet like this, but the person who would be reading the statement at the press conference would be William. So we'll do things like that, and then after we finished, even if it's 9 o'clock at night, we planned the next day's events. William Ruto will go, and then he will call me. I say, "David, where are you?" A statement, come we correct something small. Then he's always a man who is ahead of the other people.
Yes.
We would agree on a team position. When we go to the press conference, he reads the statement, and then at some point, he plans his own things up, which we had refused because they would cause a problem strategically or invite more hostility. He would still put things in the knee and go ahead. Anyway, we've known each other and we used to meet even before these 2020 elections.
Yes.
I worked with a gentleman called J.B. Muturi.
Hizo majinzi wanaitanga red flags.
Isn't red flags?
Yes.
So maybe the red flags zilianza kuziona zamani.
Yes.
Even when he was Minister for Agriculture, Minister for Education, we would meet in some friends'
When he was
houses.
Minister for Agriculture?
Yeah.
What happened there?
We would meet. When he was Minister for Education, we would
Yes.
meet in some places. You know, then
Yes.
you can go to social places. Or I come
Alright.
to your house to visit you, we're having a drink, then William comes. I say, bwana, wewe ni aje bwana, weka hapo, acha mimi niende.
You're right.
So we have a relationship. But people always wonder, why am I not working in the government of William Ruto? Because they know I've worked with him. They
Yes.
know he knows me.
That was actually
We
my
know
next
each other. But even during the last elections, because I was disenchanted with the Uhuru's government
Yes.
and the attempt to manipulate the constitution through BBI,
BBI, yes.
to perpetuate
You
himself.
are vocally against it. Yes.
Totally. That's, by the way, when I parted with Baba. Because in my conscience, as I told you, me, when I believe in something is right, if it's not right, I better be out of it. So we had parted ways with Baba over BBI. I didn't believe in BBI. I thought it was an attempt to mess up the country and compromise the constitution for the selfish interests or political interests of both Uhuru and Raila. Raila's quest for power and Uhuru's desire to continue by proxy. Because I knew who was going to be appointed Prime Minister if Raila became president, and the whole arrangement. That dynasty thing was real. So we parted ways there, and I went, and it went all the way up to the election. So in last elections, I didn't support Baba, and all the people who worked with in ODM and my friends around him were very upset with me because I opposed Baba, and I've worked with him for 25 years or thereabouts, knowing each other. But there was a matter of principle.
Okay.
So Ruto was the option. Was not actually the option. Because as you said, there were red flags.
Yes.
Between Baba and Ruto, who would you go with? because I was so tired and offended by Uhuru's last days and what he did, the oppression, the human rights, Yala killings. It was becoming a banana republic. Any continuation of that thing after 2022 was a no for me. So the only option was to look at who else. Of course, we had Wahiga Mwaura, my friend, who was also running for president. But there was no prospect, even out of faith, giving him was just a waste.
Ai, ndugu yangu. Acha niweke script yangu kwa chini.
So I said, let me work with
only other viable option.
The other devil that we have, if we must call it so.
Yes.
And Ruto, I respect him because he's a man of ideas. And he's a hands-on guy who pushes his beliefs.
Hardworking.
And hardworking.
Yes.
Only two people are as hardworking in this country I've known. One man called Daniel Arap Moi, late. One man called Raila Amolo Odinga, late. And one man called William Ruto, living. Those people are in the same WhatsApp group. They are hard
Their work
workers.
rate is impressive. Huh?
Yeah. A guy wakes up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. He's at desk. That one is not a joke.
So he is your biggest regret.
I liked him because of that. And he's a hands-on guy who gets things fixed. But then Kumbe, he's only good when he has other people controlling him. When he's not the last man on the ball. When he has absolute power, he becomes ruthless and misuses it. And that's what has happened. Otherwise, Ruto is a good man because he can deliver. But he needs to be checked. But the problem is he's headstrong. He's strong-willed. He wants his way and will force it. And if you don't believe in his ideas, he'll shunt you aside. And he'll relegate to the far end. He'll not want to see you in anywhere near.
The vicinity. Yeah.
Which is vindictive, which is a bad thing. Raila, you disagree with him, you would even abuse him, he will get annoyed, but tomorrow, that's small things. He goes on.
Yes.
He was never a man who keeps grudges. That's what made him a darling. Now, because of my offense, my dislike of Uhuru's last days and these things which were really gross, the human rights violations, rule of law, court orders would be issued, Uhuru's administration would ignore them. That's not what I can go with. People would be killed, disappearances, Yala, nothing would be done about it. People would be denied their rights. Miguna being thrown out, all these things, they were offensive to my spirit and my beliefs. I just said anything that continues this trajectory, I'll not be with it. So we had J.B. Muturi, former speaker. He's a great guy. I can tell you without flinching, without any doubt, there are very few politicians like J.B. Muturi.
Okay.
Humble guy, principled, no offense, and he listens and takes advice. People have not seen the value in him. I worked with him for 10 months. We're trying to pitch his presidential bid. We did only in Mount Kenya. We did a few things. He was declared, an elder there, but in Jorinjeke. He campaigned in Tharaka. For 10 months, we were in Embu, Meru, Tharaka Nithi, and came to other parts of Kidogo. But it was late to get into the race. The ground had already been taken by William Ruto. We even met with William Ruto during those campaigns at Meru 3 steers. Tukapiga story, akaniambia bana, wewe kuja tupige story. Ilikuwa hapo kwa presidential suit, sisi tuko hapo chini, tukapatana kwa lobby. Sasa kuja Nairobi tupige story. That never happens because the people around him know my brand.
Yeah, of politics.
Yeah,
yes.
I believe in certain things and I push those things. And in politics, you don't have many friends if you are strong-willed or principled.
Yes.
In fact, one of the things that is almost a qualification to work in government is to be unprincipled. Because you'll be asked to do things which your conscience cannot accept and you do it to keep your job in government. And I can't do that. I want to do things I believe in. I can sleep knowing I did the right thing. I didn't offend. I didn't steal. I didn't,
yes.
which is not easy. I have never worked for the government. But I have done some work for government.
Yes.
When I was a consultant for IBC advisor, that's the longest I worked for government. The only other time I've worked for government is in 2019, after I lost in 2017 my bid. Then I went to Nairobi to restart my career. And Patrick Kwaku called me and asked me to help him at the Radio Africa Group to editorially stabilize and lead that company for a year. We had a contract for a year. It was a good experience, mixed. So I did as head of editorial there, head of content there, 2018. Then 2019, Joe Musheru called me.
Yeah.
Because I had been a critique of government communications and how the government was doing badly. Uhuru.
Yes.
So he said, David, since you are the one who says bad things about us, says we are hopeless, I want to appoint you chair of the task force on government communications.
Yeah.
I said, fair.
At least that one I picked on the interwebs.
So he gave me that. And I led that panel, task force on government communications, and we did a great job.
That's why I was looking at you funny when you were saying I've never.
I can say again that I never worked for government because it was a task force.
Yes. That you were chairman of. Yes.
We had no salaries. We were paid allowances.
Yeah.
See, you work for government if you have an employment number. It was for 4 months. It ended being extended, I think, to more months, 6 months. We gave them the report. Yes. And my friend, why I'm telling you that one of the qualifications for being in government as a good civil servant or public servant is to be loyal and unquestioning. Because we did the work they gave me to do. A task force of 15 members. We held public participation forums around the country to hear what the public thinks about public communication policies, activities, and work, and whether they get to know and whether the government is accessible. We would do sittings such as this in public forum and but we would do contemporaneous tweeting. People would say things against government, what they don't like, what's wrong. The government does not want to hear those things. So I would be getting messages from people in government, including the CS who appointed me, complaining about my work, which he gave me to do, which is to get public opinion about their communication failure.
You're a troublesome man.
I would find in my inbox, David, what is this? Or they've extracted a tweet and sent it back to me.
Yes.
Because they don't expect that from me. But I told them I don't work for government. You asked me to do this for you.
Yes.
And they would never appoint me because they think they will not be obedient or loyal, that kind of nonsense. So I've never worked with government. William Ruto has never given me appointment. People keep asking why. But during the campaigns, even though I know him and we've engaged in the manner I've told you, people would say, come in here, and some people would be hesitant because I am not one of you. You must be converted, you must wear their colors, you must be, do the things they do. Most of the time, wrong things.
Yes.
So if you are not playing ball, you can't be there. And so I'm comfortable where I am. I'll do my stuff.
So your biggest regret here is that...
is voting for William Ruto and how it has turned out to be a pain to this country rather than the liberator we all thought he would be, because he was a guy of ideas and looked focused. That I regret.
You guys obviously thought that.
I believe the guy could do it, and of course he can do it, but he has been consumed by ambition and great desire to leave a legacy. But in the process of trying to get that done, the country is hurting.
Bwana David, bombastic side eye. Short answers only now.
All right.
Are you a religious man?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
That's surprising.
I believe in God.
Okay.
I pray. I'm a Catholic.
Okay.
Yes. I may not be very frequent churchgoer.
Okay.
But I'm a believer.
Okay. I'll take it. How are you preparing for old age and even death itself, because they
bana.
ziko kwa same WhatsApp group.
I am not going to be old.
Come on.
Who told you I'm going to be old? Old age comes.
Yes.
You can't fight it. It's part of aging.
Yes.
What I'm doing right now should be part of it. You see, throughout my career, I have been doing things rather than being employed. I create things. I create concepts. I create institutions. I create work. And I have done 30 years plus in Nairobi. It got to a point where I decided I want to do something back at home. So people might think this guy disappeared in the city, doesn't have a home or doesn't belong here. So I began my retreat back home in 2022 to set up base and activities that can keep me busy.
Okay.
And set up enterprises that can sustain me in the longer term when I don't have energy to be working for anybody or to work for myself and I'm frail.
Okay.
So that's what I'm doing. I opened my lounge.
Yes.
In pursuit and furtherance of my passions. I have a passion for entertainment and hospitality.
Yes.
And so that's my area of investment. So I want to grow that, investment, keep growing, expanding, and also hopefully be comfortable or earn a living from that, so avoid old age stress and being homeless.
Okay.
So I hope the things I'm doing right now and looking for other investments that can create jobs for others as well as generate revenue and income for myself will survive and succeed.
Okay.
So Karibu Maritini Lounge, we are in Bungoma.
Mini customer.
I know, but come more often, Bana. You cannot come and drink or eat once a year and then you expect me to
Now here's the thing. Before this conversation,
yes.
There's a day I came to Martini Lounge, had my meal, took my drinks. you were working on your laptop up hivyo.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I don't want to have any conversation. Sitapendi kujipendekeza.
Yes.
So mimi pale nikafanya mambo yangu na mimi nikaenda.
And it's likely that I didn't see you because one of the things I do, I don't want to interact with my customers or people who come to my establishment a lot.
Okay.
The establishment should run on its own. If my buddies want to see me, they can see me there or we can meet elsewhere.
Okay.
So that I don't become the face of the business. I want it to be independent. Because if I become the face of it, if I'm not there, the business dies.
Okay, fair enough.
So I have to distinguish between those two. And so when people come there, I engage them if they want to see me. I also don't want to poke my nose into their, outing.
Hiyo kikao wenye wamejiekea, yes.
They are coming here not to see me. Because they want to see me, they tell me, but I'm coming, can we hook up?
Yeah.
Or I'm around. I don't want to be the one bang into their...
imposing yourself, yes.
Yeah. So you might have been there and I may not even have noticed you because I don't look people in the eye.
No, you didn't.
This guy is looking around to see who is here.
No, you didn't see me. I saw you, but I was just like, I also minded my business, yes.
Okay.
So and though this was the first time I ever saw you there, and you come several times, but this was the first time I ever met you there.
I don't like being too conspicuous. That's my style.
Paint an ideal Kenya for me. On a socio-economic front and on a governance point of view.
Yeah.
Yes. Short answers only.
I look forward wanted to a country where we have a president who doesn't lecture us every day. But he knows that his job is to create an enabling environment and facilitate people to do their work and actualize themselves. That's all we live for. A country where the happiness index is high.
I like that. Happiness index.
Right now, you see the ultimate objective of everything we do is happiness. Everything. Even if you go to school, it's so that you can get an education, you get a job, you get employed, you earn money, you are happy.
Yes, we are in pursuit of some happiness.
Our pursuit of happiness I would love to see a country where people are happy. Struggling, yes, because that's natural. We never achieve it. That is the curse we got from the Bible, that we shall live by our heel. So we must labor. But we can make the burden of living lighter with good leadership.
Yes.
And that country is possible.
Yes.
If we elect the right people. I would love a country where you have freedom of speech. You can say things without consequences, not fear. And the Constitution has made this possible for us. But the practice, we are not yet there.
Yes.
Now, economic prosperity is a long pipe dream because we don't have the infrastructure for prosperity. But my view is that we should approach it piecemeal, small by small, not giant leaps which hurt us in the process of trying to be happy or to grow.
Yes.
And that is where I have a challenge with the current drive for economic development. The future, people may be happy, and we must sacrifice so the future people are happy, our generations to come. But we also have to live.
At what cost? Yes.
We also have to live. Ni mara moja tunaishi.
Yeah.
And we are here to live and enjoy our lives. So I would like to see economic prosperity that is systematic, gradual, not rapid and harmful and disruptive, such as we are seeing right now. Heavy taxation because we must pay bills for government. That's not right.
Yes.
And a society where governed, this is the primary thing, man. A country and a society best or led by meritocracy. Merit. You are in that position because you merit it, you deserve it. Not nepotism, corruption, shortcuts, and whatnot. Let merit be our guide. That society is what I look forward to. And that you can be employed anywhere. You can be treated not on the basis of your tribe, education, or these other funny considerations, but merit.
All right.
Merit and, what did I call it? Merit and essentially merit.
Yeah.
Merit. If we live by merit, all these things will end. People will be employed without corruption. You'll access places because of what you have, not by your name.
Okay.
Or relations. So that day will come if we elect the right people.
Amen to that, Mr. David. I amen to that.
Amen.
To that. So before I don't know, that sounded like almost like parting shots, but before I give you a chance to give your parting shots, we have like a small tradition here where we appreciate the guests for sharing their time generously with us, because we do require a lot of your time. Sitting on your butt for 2 to 3 hours is not a joke. Wow. And it has been 3 hours and some minutes. Wow. Yes. Now you've taken it. This is the longest conversation you've ever had on this podcast.
We should not do that again.
We will do it. We have to get this juice from you. Squeeze it so that the future generations can know this is what you're made of. You know? And you can be commemorated or celebrated deservedly.
Thank you.
So this mug, once you finish your
it becomes mine.
It becomes yours.
Oh, that's nice. By the way, I like it.
Take home, and when you're taking your tea, you can remember that you.
Thank you.
You are part of this production.
This one is going with me.
Yes. All right, and now you can give your parting shots, and then we wrap it up. Okay. An amazing conversation.
First of all, let me thank you for having me.
All right.
It's not normal, and I hardly actually tell my story. Okay. And a lot of people have been pushing me to tell my story because I've been through it from the 90s. I mean, I've been through the democracy struggle. I've been through the trenches. I've met, worked, talked to, interacted, interviewed all these politicians. They have a story. I've seen the processes of this country. They have a story. One day, maybe one day, I'll tell my story beyond what we've shared here today. But let me also thank the Kenya Editors Guild and my professional colleagues. This Saturday actually.
I skipped it in my script.
They recognized my contribution to our profession.
Congratulations.
By giving me the Press Freedom Warrior Award,
Yes.
which is an annual award, one of two they're giving out, I think Lifetime Achievement and Press Freedom Award. I want to thank the Kenya Editors Guild for that award. I was not able to attend personally because of the misfortunes and my things and commitments that I have locally, but thank you very, very, very much, guys. We are together. Finally, I think we have a country that is on the brink of going down if we don't hold our politics properly, if we don't conduct ourselves politically, because of violence, goonism, and the high stakes that now dictate who takes power or who gets into office. Our politics is again being infiltrated by wrong characters. And for me, that is really, really dangerous, because illegal funding in politics can mess up our country. We are a country of wash, and we're electing leaders whose source of money is basically money laundering and all those criminal things. I just want to ask the country and everybody, leaders, electorate, let's clean our politics so that we can save our country from going down the ruin. Thank you.
It's a wrap, gentlemen. It's been one hell of a conversation. Until the next one, peace.